Good afternoon. We're getting things set up to go live. My voice is deep as fuck when I'm sick, but I am almost better, so I will take that as a win. This is probably going to crash at some point, alright? I should probably do some kind of subathon thing, because technically I do have a sub goal of 40. Yeah, that sounds working, that's all good. So yeah, when this loads. I'm doing a lot better today. I have got lung damage from the coughing, bearing in mind, well, I don't know for certain, but bearing in mind I woke up this morning coughing blood, I'm pretty sure I've got some lung damage. But it's fine, it's just soft tissue damage. Um, I'm pretty sure I've just torn my throat up a little bit. What are you doing? What are you doing, Veronica? Oh yeah. I forgot that's where we were. Alright. Let's get that brightness up. And let's get to fighting. They're through the wall, guys. It's fine. Right, let's go open this door and fight some fuckers. But yeah, I'm working on getting some music going. Unfortunately, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Requires a key. Of course it requires a key. Can we get to the other door over here? But yeah, I am doing loads better, which is lovely. I can breathe, and I can sleep again. I'm not sleeping great, but I can sleep. So that's lovely. Still have no fucking food in the house. I have no idea what I'm eating. Nice. I assume I've been here before. Yes. I think I've just completely lost my companions. I'll be alright. Right, so we do need to up our levels, because I think we need higher explosives, if I remember correctly. We also need to get back the shit we lost. No. No more lizardy boys in here, fine. We're just gonna go looking for a key. It'll be alright. Ooh, I do love all of the great shit in this place. No wonder I'm way over encumbered. I mean, how could I not be when they've got so much good shit? I mean, they're not going to use it. I might as well take it. Anyway, so I'm working on some shit. I've been doing some work on my model. Has this got anything different on it? No, it doesn't. I know I should read these, but I'm not a law channel, and it's really fucking hard to read on these terminals, let alone read aloud. I might one day. I might go through and do law, but there's, like, if you want law videos, I don't recommend coming to my channel. I can recommend other people's channels to go to. My personal ones for Fallout Law is Rad King, and then there's Oxhorn. I like Oxhorn. There's some other ones I can't remember. There's like Fever something or other. It's a string of numbers. I think it's numbers related to Fallout, but my memory is shit. So that's all fine. Let me see. Oh yeah, also, like, I would be more, like, I am actually really expressive with facial expressions. You know how, like, a lot of YouTubers? Fucking hell, VTubers, talk about how they've got to be really expressive with facial expressions. So, like, I do, it just doesn't really show up on here. I'm hoping that with a 3D model it's going to work a bit better, just because, given it's not got a 2D face, and given that the mouth, ooh, hello, can actually move and isn't just open and closed and like one, ooh, is that a save? Hello. I can just press A. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't want the cigarettes. I'm pretty sure I just picked up some cigarettes anyway. Floor save. Ooh. Ooh, I will have all of that. Thank you so much. Delightful. But yeah, obviously I don't really know. I do not know all that much. Ooh, star bottle cap, thank you. No, empty desk. I don't want your cigarettes. I keep picking up... Right, I'm gonna ditch the fucking cigarettes. Why do I have a butter knife on me? Why? Let's see. Why do I have an egg timer? And a fork. The glass pitcher stays, because I need that for things, but why do I only have one? I've been picking these up for ages, why do I only have one? Besides the point. I think I gave the rest to someone. Who knows? Right. Fucking 5 packs of cigarettes. Why? Alright. I do have surgical tubing, lovely. There we go. That's got some stuff out of my inventory. Nothing helpful, but it does have some stuff out of my inventory. Why do so many of these lockers have sexy sleepwear in them? What were they doing here? You know, like, I feel like at some point you've got to question people's intentions. Anyway. I have not tied my hair up, so I'm going to be doing little head shakes now and again, just because my hair's a bit long right now, and it keeps getting in my eyes. It is tucked behind my headphones, but it feels a bit weird. But, hey. Oh, I was like, why is there a sign there when it's not a door, but then I realised it's an arrow, so that's actually fine. Oh, nice. So that's a lift. I need to go get my companions, because they've just glitched off somewhere. Have I had a look in these boxes? I'm going to go and see if I've had a look in these boxes. I might not have even been in this room. Have I not been in this room? I have been in this room. Okay. But then... Oh, did I enter here and then I came up somewhere else? Is that what happened? No, maybe. Ooh, thank you. I have no idea. I can't wait for my throat to heal though. On the plus side, it does make my voice wonderfully deep. If... Well, I might try and do some audio recordings while my voice is a bit kind of like gravelly. Because that might actually work out. I don't know. I'm still deciding. I have not yet come to any definitive, like, decisions. Ah, so that just pre-locks itself afterwards. That's why it was closed. Alright. Why'd you just lock yourself afterwards, though? Weird thing to do. Can you guys stop? Am I gonna have to, like, you know, make you not hostile just to get you to fucking stop? Because you're hostiling a wall. You are aware you are hostiling a wall. Hostiling. It works. By the way, I might occasionally use some weird slang. I've been listening to Torchwood Stories again. And is this a fake door? Am I not allowed through here? No, I am. Brilliant. Oh, nice. But, yeah, I've been listening to Small Torchwood Stories, and I forgot that one of them's got some really good, like, slang in it that's, like, completely fictional, I think. I've never heard it in the real world before. But yeah, no, whenever I listen to that, I kind of just, I like including it in my day-to-day vocabulary. Like hostiling and skillaboo. Because it's all skillaboo in my head.
Got my eyes peeled.
Yeah, well, there's no one here for you guys to be hostiling. So I don't know what you're on about. So there is someone over there. But if we can't get to them, what does it matter? If they can't get to us and we can't get to them, it doesn't matter if they're through a wall. What matters is if they can shoot us or if they can stab us, and if they can do neither, it is therefore not an enemy. Oh, I forgot I can't jump when I've got shit in my pockets. Fine, fine. Make me have to take the stairs like a plebeian. Ugh. Tedious, but it's alright. Like, I know I can hear the enemy, I know the enemy is somewhere close by, however, there is a closed door between the enemy and us, therefore the enemy is not a problem. But, you know, try telling that to my companions. Let's see. I haven't done much this week. I put some washing on, which is nice. I should get my stuff back, which will be lovely. Done some more repair work.
Got my eyes peeled.
Being sick is weird. Like, mostly, all I've really done is, like, sleep, message people.
Still looking.
I don't really think I've done much else. Oh yeah, I've been reading. That's one thing. So exciting, that is. I did do some research into some stuff. Yeah, I've already got everything off the first aid box. Right, you two.
Beats wait until they shoot me first.
Is that gonna make you follow me? Don't use a stim pack.
Aw, just when the standing around was getting excited.
Alright, you're gonna follow me now. We doing this? You following me again? Veronica? Oh, for fuck's sake, Veronica, get over here. Stop it. Stop it. Come back here. Right.
Should've brought
Wait.
something to read. Aw, just when the stand.
You coming with me now? No, you're doing weird shit. Get back here. Oh my god. I don't even know if we should go back in the tunnels. I don't even know if there's a fucking point of going back in the tunnels. I'm just... Do you think eventually they will follow me? Because she's just not.
Still looking.
I'm going back to the lift. I'm going back. I'm leaving. I don't have the skills. No, we've lost Veronica. We've lost her. We've lost her, 100%. Right. We could probably go to that depot and ditch companions if she doesn't come back. At least it's not you this time, Rex. It's normally Rex. So, you know, small positives. Right. Off we go. There you go. Thank you for following me again. Very kind of you. Take me back to the Black Hill. Oh, I forgot there's people here. It kind of scared the shit out of me for a second. I was like, oh my god, what is that? And then I was like, oh wait, no, this isn't an abandoned vault. There's people here. Anyway. Stop just standing there. Take me back to the Black Hills. The Black Hills of Dakota. To the beautiful native country that I love. Take me back to the Black Hills of Dakota, to the beautiful native country that I love. Originally, in the movie that I get this song from, and I'm pretty sure it was a song before the movie, but it's Indian country that I love. But like, they aren't Indian, they're Native American. I don't know. I like the song, I like the melody, but it's outdated. And that's the great thing about songs. You don't have to keep old lyrics if you don't want to. You can switch it up. Because you can just do that, you know? No one can stop you.
Yeah.
I
what do
want
you
a red key.
Cook is just an
Okay.
overambitious prick.
Bye then? Fucking weirdo. Alright. Have I lost Veronica again? Great. Yeah, I'll find her eventually, it'll be alright. So, I have no idea. I'm trying to find some red
Prim's got
keys.
some new sheriff watching over the town now.
Do you think any of these guys... Can I just... Oh, I can just take shit from them, that's lovely. I will have those sunset sarsaparillas, thank you greatly. So kind, so kind. Right, do any of you fuckers have a red key for me? Because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a red key. No, nothing in here. Oh, I will have that, thank you very much. Why are you throwing away a perfectly good drink? That was inconsiderate.
Gets old when something blows up.
I don't think any of you have real dialogue if I talk to you.
Continues to ditch the road.
No, that's just empty, that's fine. Take me back. Why is this in my head, is my question. Honestly, of all the things to be in my head, why is this one of them? But you know, like, alright, fucking fine, I guess. I get weird shit in my head all the time. I've been reading some good books, mostly old ones. Some interesting new ones, not sure how I feel about them, but you know, that's life, isn't it?
Now there's a fine-looking woman. Just needs to ditch the road.
Fucking where?
Best to lay low.
Why do you guys keep saying that shit, and who are you talking about? Because genuinely, I'm starting to get concerned about your well-being. Because you are saying things that make no sense. How many fucking... 13 rads! 13! Jesus, alright. What? I had to... I saw that at the corner of my eye, and I was like, I have to double-check that one. What do you mean? 13 rads? But nah, this... That's certainly something. So the sink, 4 rads. Bit high, what I expected. Toilet, 4 rads. Bit high, what I expected. The urinal is 13 rads. I have questions. I don't think I want the answer to those questions, but I do have questions. So yeah. Is there like... I just want a fucking key. I've already looked around here. I might have to leave the vault, you know. I might just have to, like, fuck off and come back another day. Yeah, because these don't give me shit. None of these give me shit. Knife, medical brace. Hello? Yeah, probably, to be honest. My question is, why is it still radioactive, you know? Because you'd think... Although, given the convicts in here, I wouldn't put it past them. Like, given some of the things they say to me, I am a little bit concerned that they might be drinking something that isn't even Nuka-Cola, you know? So maybe they've been drinking out the urinal. Who knows? I mean, it's not recommended. It just comes out of left field. Just, oh yeah, 13 rads. Excuse me? I'm pretty sure I could drink out of a puddle and still not get 13 rads. But yeah, probably is a lot of Nuka-Cola. This is where I came from. This is the quarters. I need the key to the red quarters, and why is nobody getting me the key to the red quarters? Do I have to pickpocket it off somebody? I mean, there's also sinks in the room, so I just drink out the sink. You know? I think I would be happy to just have dehydration instead. Is that maybe a wild proposition? Probably. I'd still take it, you know?
Who the hell are you? I know you weren't one of the inmates.
Give me a key, Sam. I'm a
There's some
wastelander.
fire geckos in the lower
I'm
levels.
aware.
You go clear them out.
I'm
for us.
doing that already.
Great. Get to it. Oh, take this.
Oh,
See,
nice.
sit with this
You
false
giving me the
arrest.
key card? Beautiful. Should have talked to him from the start. So, we can now go to the red tunnels. And I've still lost Veronica. Where did she go? Oh, I have no idea. Hi, sir. Why are you standing there? It's really creepy. Is there 2 of you, or is it just you with a gun that looks like a head? Yeah. What is this entire vault, man? I know the vague history behind the vault, the social experiment kind of thing. I just have questions. I have so many questions.
Didn't know they still had robo-dogs around.
Yes, I do still have a robo-dog. Thank you very much for noticing.
Didn't know they still had robo-dogs around.
Why do you have dynamite? Where did you get dynamite? Do I want the answer to that question? I'm not sure I do. But I'm asking it anyway. Probably against my own best interests. Oh, you're gone. Oh no, you're still there being a creepo. That's fine. I feel like it's actually better if you're still there, because it makes it a little bit less creepy. Because that's just what you do then, instead of you being a freak. Ooh, Nuka-Cola. I don't know why I collect the Nuka-Cola. I, like, barely ever drink it. I think I just do it because, I don't know, it's what you do, maybe? And I have problems with hoarding. In, like, every video game, and in real life, to be honest. Ooh, sunset. I will, in fact, take all of the keycards. I just like the idea of me leaving the vault and all of the convicts just suddenly can't get in and out of the doors. And they just spent ages being like, where are my keycards? Like, yeah, you left them unattended. I took all of them. They're mine now. Goodbye.
Didn't know they still had RoboDog.
My voice is like nasally because my nose is all fucked up. No, it'll be fine. I did also take anti-congestants before this, so that's probably why. I'm not sure what's worse, getting sick or getting better from being sick. Depends on the sickness, honestly.
Bet you'll lay low. The NCR and the Legion are
Yeah,
back.
I mean a lot of games incentivize hoarding.
Smokes again.
There's... I mean pretty much everything apart from Mario, to be honest. I don't think you can hoard in Mario. But I'm pretty sure that, do you think I could reverse pickpocket somebody? That is true. They probably would do that in a Mario RPG. But in, like, the actual Mario game, not really.
Never gets old when something blows up.
Excuse you? Why would you say that to a stranger?
What?
Never gets old when something blows up.
You know
I
what's
mean,
going on now.
he's not wrong. But still, why would you say that to a stranger? Ooh, bobby pins. Gimme. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, just goes up to a stranger. Oh yeah, things are great when stuff blows up. I don't think that is conversation you should be having with somebody you don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but I feel like arson is maybe something... Alright, fucking hell. That's one way of saying hello. I gained a frag mine. I feel like they didn't think that through, with how close they put that. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. That was a beautiful shot. Is this the room I was already in? Then where did you come from? Because you weren't in here before. Is that why everyone was acting all hostile? Because you were hiding somewhere? Who knows. And I've still lost Veronica. Again. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Anyway. I didn't ask. How has your week been? You know? I can now get out of the red sector. There you are. Where did you go off to? Don't look at me like that. Where did you go? But yeah, anyway. We can't even get through these doors. That's a shame. My exploration is being put to a halt. Sad noises. But, hey. I'm still experimenting with my hair length, to be honest. It's currently kind of a shaggy bob. I say kind of in like a really, like not really, but kind of way. I'm not entirely sure what it is. But it does work. I'm working on tying it up. I need to trim it because I am growing it out, but I want it to grow in how I want, which is a whole thing. That's the thing. That's what people don't tell you about growing out your hair. Like, if you just leave it, your hair just all ends up whatever length it was before you cut it, just longer now. Like, so if you had a high-low, you're gonna still have a high-low. So yeah, I just need to sort that out, because right now it's kind of all over the place. Which I'm fine with, but it's not what I'm going for. and I want to shorten some bits and lengthen other bits. But those lengthening of bits is just leaving it. So, yeah. No, I'm done this corner. Okay. Can I go down this hole? Is this a hole? Is this, like... Can I do something with this? It's just a pile? Just a pile. Okay. Okay, so it's just a hole in the ceiling, and I can't go up. Alright, fine. Bit boring, but alright. But yeah, I want to know how people's weeks have been. Any plans for the weekend? Anything like that? I'm gonna blow my nose and see if it makes my voice better. Let's see. Oh, I think that's a little bit better. Not much, but it's something. Is that... No, it's a pipe. I thought that was a dead body. I was a bit curious for a second, but that's fine. Let me see. I do need to go and get food. I need to finish my Sainsbury's order, honestly. Or just go to Sainsbury's. I just don't know what the fuck to buy, quite frankly. I don't know, it's all weird. But yeah, I do need higher explosives. I need to deal with the stuff at the tunnel, basically. I don't know if they're going to respawn, is the other problem, and I can't sell shit to the people in the vault. So, yeah. But I just need a higher explosive skill, basically. Which is not helping, because I don't have a higher explosive skill, unfortunately. Take me... Again with this song. Why is it this song today? I wasn't this song yesterday. What is my brain doing with the songs? Did I just... Oh, that's really cool. If I just squat and then just tap it. Huh. So you can teabag in Fallout. Don't know why I needed that information. I've never done that before, but I do find it funny that you can. Nice. There you went. Hello. Nice to see you guys. Right, we are going to fuck off and go sell some stuff. And find other ways of leveling up so we can come back with a higher skill lot. We also want to find some places that we can go and do some DIY. I think it's a cooking fire that we need. So I'm going to go look for one of them. Of course, they wouldn't have one in a vault, because you can't have a cooking fire in a vault, because closed ceilings mean that you can't light fires. If I can tell that to New Vegas, they don't seem to give a shit, but you're not supposed to light fires, is what you know, it should be. So that's cool. I've got to finish repotting the plants that I never got around to. I should probably check on my big one. It looks like it might want to repot. Unsure. Right. Let's both go to the cafeteria, but this one goes towards the door sooner. Trying to think of like shit, honestly. I've got a money plant, and I'm really shit at looking after it, honestly. Well, it's more that when it's growing and when it's small, it's fragile. So my money plant is like long. It's got a long stem, but it's got a lot of the little tendrily round bits that come off it missing. Because when it was a baby, I kept knocking it. And so it died a lot. Well, not died, it just lost stuff. Well, I still have one of you. That will have to do, honestly. Oh, wrong button. Gotta open you back up again. There we go. I do love the little... Hello? Oh, this is a long animation, okay. I mean... Hello? Okay, there we go. Look at you. With your terrifying creaky thing. I mean, if you think about it, this is a pretty cool mechanism. Like, that's nifty. You can't say that's not nifty. I'd have that in my home. If it wouldn't cost an absolute fortune and wouldn't be a nightmare if the power went off, I'd have one of those, you know? How cool would that be? My question is, why is this just in the middle of nowhere? I'm pretty sure it was in a parking lot. But it's still the middle of nowhere. Like, who is coming to the middle of nowhere to get in a vault? I mean, I guess maybe you would, because you'd think, oh, it's the middle of nowhere, I'm going to be safer from the bombs. But still, it feels like a bad idea. Yeah, I need to keep upping explosives. Ooh. I don't know if I can sell anything at Bonnie Springs. Can we sell things at Red Rock Canyon? I think so. I think let's go to Red Rock Canyon. We need to go that way. So out and left. Nice. I'm just trying to find shit to talk about, really. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. A lot of depressing stuff, and we do need to do our part. We do need to fight. Especially if you aren't the ones being oppressed, you need to say something. We could talk about tourism. Been watching some stuff about tourism. I do find learning about tourism and the impact it has on different countries is very interesting. Why is it that tourists, as a whole, like as a collective, the collective consciousness that is tourism, why are they dickheads? You know? Like, what is it about that? Like, you tell someone, oh yeah, what do you think about tourists? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you about, oh, well, there's this tourist from insert country who doesn't speak the language and yells at you and is really entitled and tries to take pictures with the wildlife and is grabbing them and stuff. What is it about that? Like, what is it about going on holiday that makes people just decide not to act like humans? Ooh, shit, alright. That is a Deathclaw. Okay. We will be careful, because that is a Deathclaw. That is 2 Deathclaws. We will be more careful. I'm gonna save. I don't want to die to spontaneous Deathclaw. Or is it spontaneous, though, is the question. Because I'm fully aware they're there. I can see them. But we're going to go this way. We're going to attempt to avoid the Deathclaws. We're going to see if we make it. There's another one over there. There's 1 Deathclaw. There's 2 Deathclaws. There's 3 Deathclaws. That's a lot of Deathclaws. A lot of death. But hopefully there'll be less Deathclaws this way. Why? I don't know. Let's just hope. Yeah, there's another 2 of them over there. There's so many. So many Deathclaws. Maybe it's a nest or something. That's a terrifying idea. But hey. The fuck? Okay. Pretty sure I put you guys on passive mode. But fuck me, I guess. I mean, I'm getting a lot of XP, so I will live with this. Thank you, boy. That was surprising, but not unheard of, and also I'm not hating it. But it was definitely out of left field. So thank you for that. Now we just got to find the bodies. Ooh, and they have a campfire. If I can use the campfire, we'll find out. Nice. Right, what do we got? Ooh, snake white tourniquet. No. No. Ooh. Bleak venom. I don't really want bleak venom. But we can have 21 gecko steaks. I just gained something. Right, what do I need? Is it not here that I make it? Is that not what we're doing? Yeah, okay, we don't have enough stuff, that's why. We need 2 more dirty water and 1 more glass pitcher. About that, my dear companions, give me. Yes please. And yes please. Goodbye. Okay, now can we do this? Ah, yes. I will have mass purified water, thank you so much. Right, that's lovely. Ooh. Yeah, we'll do grilled mantis legs, that actually sounds quite nice. I will now deposit stuff back with my companions. Let us see in the misc section. Well, that's a lot of bottle caps, lovely. You can have the poison glands. Why do I have 14 Cazador glands? Fine. You can have the empty jet inhalers. You can have that for now. You can have all of those. And all of them. Turpentines. Okay, no. You're good. You've got everything. You cannot possibly take any more. Shame, but hey. My question is, why did these guys never get attacked? By the Deathclaws. Because they weren't. Because the Deathclaw's right there. I can still see him. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Hi, guys. Oh, yeah, buff out. We're cutting off the rest of the platoon. There are legionaries all over the place. There's no chance we'll get out of here before they blow the town. So we're gonna hold out against them as long as we can. If anyone ever gets there, I'd like to make sure Private Jerry Huey and Corporal Marcus Christensen are commended for their valor and sacrifice. But yeah, okay, cool. Nice. I guess. I mean, seems so, at least. Why is there an entire fridge knocked over? Ooh, iguana on a stick. Nice. Honey, can you move, please? Oh yeah, I can do this, can't I? Back up. Thank you. I'm gonna regret this. Or maybe not for now. Should be alright. Why is there a big-ass gnome here? That's a really large garden gnome. Like, a disturbingly large garden gnome. A garden gnome's actually that big in real life. Because I've never actually seen one before. But I didn't think they were that big. Rex, honey, please. Rex? No. Rex? And there's nothing even in here. Okay. I thought they was going to have stuff with their beds, but there isn't. Please stop barking, Rex. There's nothing in here. But hey, fine. If we go to the Mojave. Right, we're going to go look in them buildings over there. That over yonder. Hopefully there'll be no more Deathclaws. I'm going to save again, because I don't trust this area. Probably a very smart thing not to trust this area, to be honest. But let's find out what's about. I know he killed 2 of them, at least, but I can't find where he put the other one. Do you think there's more Deathclaws over there? Or do you think we're now free of Deathclaws? I mean, let's be very careful, but let's go and find out, I think. I mean, if we die, we will just reset, and that's okay. What is this place? Is it supposed to be a farm, I think? I mean, these do look a lot more like, I think they're supposed to be a farm thing? Maybe? What is this? That looks like a plant. I mean, they do look planty. So farm, maybe? I mean, it doesn't really massively look like a farm. But maybe it used to be. Maybe it's just really dry now. And all of the, like, plowed bits of soil got kind of fucked up. But you could have, I don't know, flattened it. But then who knows? Who knows who was here? Who knows what they decided to do? Maybe they didn't feel up for it. Maybe they didn't have the time. I don't know how close I can get to this without triggering a Deathclaw. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna save scum this, I really am. I just hope I don't make that mistake of like saving right before I notice that I fucked up and then you just get stuck in a death loop. I did that once in Skyrim. I was being targeted by the assassins for some reason, but I was like level 5. I don't know what I did to trigger the assassins, I really don't. But they were following me, they were trying to kill me, and I could not win. And I'd saved right before they showed up, right before I noticed them. So I would just reload, get killed, reload, get killed, reload, get killed, and I didn't have another save file. So eventually I just quit the entirety of Skyrim. I didn't have that many hours in it, which is fine. But I've never really got past, like, I've never got that far into Skyrim. Who is shooting? Because I'm not being hostile. So who is shooting? Because those were gun noises. I'm confused. Who cares? We'll work it out. I should have had more for lunch. I'm hungry. Yeah, that's on me. I had, like, crackers and cheese for lunch. But I didn't have that many, like, crackers and that much cheese. I should have had more. Oh no, you're fine. You're just geckos. I don't give a shit about geckos. Geckos are not a threat to me. Well, they are. I should consider them more of a threat, but I refuse to. Yes, boy, I know. We've got geckos. I like that you get the little tinkle of the bullet hitting the ground. That they don't just leave that to your imagination. It's nice that they include that. It's a nice little detail. It really is. Question is, how the fuck am I going to get through? I think the fence is broken down there, so we're going to go that way and hope. And hopefully we're going to go kill some geckos. You're in my world now, not your world. And I've got friends on the other side. Sometimes I wonder, if you compared the amount of scar tissue in my lungs from respiratory disorders and disease compared to that of a smoker from the age of 18, was there actually any point in me not smoking? Like, I'm not saying I would smoke. Smoking is bad and I don't recommend it. I'm more curious about whether it's actually made a difference. Because the main reason that affects your ability to breathe is the amount of scar tissue in your lungs. And the thing is, scar tissue is caused by a number of things. Like, I've got asthma. I grew up going to school in one of the most polluted parts of London, which is what caused my asthma to get worse. And then, like, I've had COVID, what, 3 times now? I've got so many respiratory diseases, and with the amount of coughing and just how painful the coughing is, there's no way that that hasn't damaged my lungs in some way. So it does make me wonder. But yeah, I don't know. It's also why I take getting sick so seriously. Oh, that's who was shooting. Okay, fair. Just because people think, oh, it's just a little cold, it's not that bad. But, like, if it damages your lungs, that's permanent damage. That's some permanent internal damage. And if it builds up over time, your ability to breathe gets worse, and it can cause serious issues. So it is, you know, it's a bioweapon for a reason. Oh, nice, we discovered a new location. But yeah, I don't know, just things to think about. Yeah, I'll take all of your shit, I don't care. I'm just mulling things in my head. It's something I've been thinking about, though, just because I try all I can to be healthy. But when you're disabled, and especially in the modern day with all the current diseases and stuff, for a lot of us, it doesn't matter. You know, people think, oh, if I act right, if I'm a good person, if I eat what I'm supposed to and exercise when I'm supposed to, I'll be healthy. But that's not how it works. Anyone can be disabled at any time for any reason. Some of us are born that way, like me. Some people have accidents. Some people, you know, it's luck of the draw. You get COVID, and just because of how COVID affected you, now you have a permanent problem. I also have that one, you know? I've also worked out, I think, why I have that permanent problem, because when I can't breathe, I've noticed that the damage actually affects my ability to think. So I think it might have been that I didn't have the amount of oxygen my brain needed, which is why it's now got the permanent dizziness thing. It might have got some minor damage, which sucks, but, you know, that's the cards you're drawn, and you just got to kind of deal with it. I mean, yeah, I literally everything is always moving. It feels like I'm living on a ship, but you get used to it. I'm thinking about getting a pole dancing class. They say that you can't do it if you have dizziness problems, but like, surely if I just get used to the dizziness, then it's fine. You know, I'll be dizzy at first, but I'm dizzy doing my own laundry, so who cares? You know, fuck it. Just accept being dizzy and find a way around it. That's the thing. I mean, not everything you can find a way around, but this is one of the ones that I can just ignore. Nothing says that I can't just be dizzy and remain dizzy until it doesn't bother me anymore. And I will continue to do that, because why not? It's kind of nice out here at night. That's cool. I have no idea what direction we were going in before. I just know I'm trying to avoid Deathclaws, so yeah, this will do. But I do see the strip, so right, where am I? Oh, nice. Yes, I'm supposed to be going behind me. But fuck it, man. If I can discover some new things, who cares? It's good for my map. I think I am going to follow the train track, though. Yes, I am aware, boy. It is okay. There be strangers afoot. Somewhere around here. It's what I'm trying to look out for. Because I don't want to go near Deathclaws right now. Speaking of, I will save. Congratulations, I'm saving. Don't know why I said congratulations there. It kind of just came out, but fuck it. That is a reminder from the game to stay hydrated. I should probably do the same, but I will not right now. But if you're at home, please drink some water. I will settle for whatever caffeinated abomination is your favourite. Simply because, I don't know, you should drink something just to at least keep your throat going. No, it's tab. Items. Weapons. Oh yeah, I've got loads of like cool shit now. Forgot about that. Did I give the binoculars to somebody? Fine, fine. Although, do I have a better weapon? What is a trail carbide is my answer. Ooh, it's got scope. Nice, we'll do this for now. I am a man of simple pleasures. I just like a good scope. Just give me that zoom. The sweet, sweet zoom. And I will be happy. The firepower could be absolute dog shit, but I don't care. I just want to be able to hit something from long range. I would like to try a gun one day. Never actually shot one. They aren't really allowed in my area. There is a shooting range, or there used to be a shooting range, like 10 years ago, somewhere near my house. Don't remember where. So, I don't know. I think they only do shotguns. And I don't like shotguns. I might be able to get a rifle, but I don't think you can have a long-range scoped rifle in the UK. So, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. But I did find that there should be a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class that isn't too far away. So, I might be going to that. I think Jiu-Jitsu is probably going to be the best. I've heard it's like Judo. I like Judo because it's actually like reverse height dependent. So the shorter you are in Judo, often the more leverage you have. And I mean, depends obviously on who's in the class. But it specifically if it's a male only class, I'll probably be the shortest there, or one of the shortest there, which gives me an advantage. And I'm nothing but a dirty, dirty cheater when it comes to taking whatever advantage I can get my hands on. Plus, you know, never fight clean in a fight. Always fight dirty. If you have an advantage over somebody, if you can use something against them, do it. The whole point in a fight is not to fuck somebody up the worst. It's to lose or to win, depending on which one you're attempting. Because sometimes you are trying to lose in a fight. But it's to get your desired outcome of either winning or losing as quickly as possible and with as little damage done to either side as possible. So, yeah. Which that personally is not too bad. I mean, you can do that in so many different ways. Is that my dog? Oh, hello. Yes, it is. Oh, it's an ant pile. Nice. Is the house just floating? Or is it on some kind of block? I don't know, I like the idea of it just floating. But I guess in some places you do have, you do put your house on blocks. So tired, even though I woke up early today, so that makes no sense. But yeah, no, I guess it's all weird and shit. See, this is why you guys shouldn't have run around the fence. Because if you'd listened, we wouldn't be here. I love the bad polygons. Look at that lovely, badly rendered floor. Gotta love it. It makes me happy when games have badly rendered stuff, to be honest. It just feels nostalgic in a way that I love. Well, this should mean there's ants about somewhere. Well, we found something. What we found, though, is beyond me, but we have found something. Hello. Some kind of anthill, I'm guessing. Doesn't seem to, Thank you for the 375 rounds, was that? I mean, very kind of you, but alright. Bit odd. Oh, is that a dead person over there? I will go and deal with that. Right. I took my inhaler and everything, but for some reason my breathing is still a little bit fucked. I have been taking my inhaler. Oh, I can just go inside the ant mound. Oh, that's genius. I will be doing that, but I'm checking upstairs first. I'm also going to blow my nose again, because fucking hell, I hate being sick. Right, there we go, a little bit better. It's the downside of taking decongestants. But at the same time, it is very useful, because I found... Look, I'm not a doctor, this isn't medical advice, please check with your practitioner before you follow any advice I ever give you. But when I'm sick, the go-to medicine I take is galphenosine. At least I think that's what it's called. Let me get the packet, because I'll read it. So it's spelt Guifenesin. I pronounce that galphenosine. I've never seen it, like, written before. Well, I've never, like, heard it spoke. I've seen it written, obviously, because I just read it out to you. So I'm not entirely sure how the pronunciation goes, but I call it galphenosine. It's in the blue and green pills, or the nighttime pills, which they often are. But it's not in the red and yellow pills. And it's the only thing I found that actually helps with a cold. The stuff in the red and yellow pills, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's in these pills too. Phenylaprine. Phenylaprine, I think. Hello. So it's spelled Phenylphrine. And it's in most cold and flu meds in the UK. But I find it doesn't do shit. Maybe that's just me, but personally, it doesn't do shit. What you want is galphenosine and paracetamol, because paracetamol helps with fevers, and galphenosine helps with like congestion and things. It will seriously shorten your cold by about 2 days if you start taking it straight away. And it is a lifesaver if you struggle to breathe during colds. But yeah, my other thing is just drink a lot of water, sleep as much as you physically can. Ibuprofen, I think you're supposed to take. You're either supposed to take ibuprofen or paracetamol for a fever. I can't remember which. But one of them. And the red and yellow ones have caffeine in. So I sometimes take them to help me sleep. Like if I'm in pain and I can't sleep, I'll take the red and yellow pills. Because I don't know what the phenyline thing does, but I've never had a weird reaction to it. And the caffeine and the paracetamol both help me sleep if I'm in pain and can't sleep. But I'd also just rather have a cup of tea, to be honest. But that's because I take caffeine to help me sleep, because I have ADHD, and it works in weird ways for me. Okay, there's like... Oh, there is another way down. Interesting. I'm going to pop a torch on, actually. I don't care if that attracts enemies. So yeah. That being said, how has everyone been doing the past couple of days? I guess this week? It's been an interesting week, I think. Okay, there's just no fucking point going this way. Brilliant. Okay, we'll go back then. But yeah, Easter came and went. That was cool. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think there's any holidays this weekend. But it is just a weekend. You know, shit happens. I think I'm going to attempt to go to the Korean supermarket if I'm not sick anymore. Because I ran out of rice this week. And I've been nabbing some off my parents. But I want my own rice. So yeah. Because I had a big massive 5 kilogram bag of jasmine rice. But I finished it. So I need more. But I got it from Sainsbury's and I want to actually have a look at the rice section so I can pick some good rice. Jasmine rice is my favourite. Does anyone else have a favourite rice? I've never heard anyone say that their favourite is basmati, but maybe there is. I don't know. I'm not going to judge if it is. You like what you like. Oh, nice. Perfect. But yeah. Mine is jasmine. I really like jasmine rice. I don't know. I've also had like the green, like I don't know. There's like another way of doing jasmine rice that I've seen. Oh, what's the yellow one? There's that yellow rice. I really like that stuff as well. But I haven't tried too many different types. I need to do sushi rice again. I do have sushi rice in my cupboard right now, and I was going to use it to make some onigiri, and I haven't done that yet, and I need to. I do have a whole pack of bacon in my freezer that I froze on the day it goes off, so maybe I could make bacon onigiri. That could be cool. Bit weird, but it should work. I'm talking random shit, 'cause I don't know what to say. But hey, I also ran out of brownies, but I don't have any sugar left to make more, so I need to go get some caster sugar. Because the recipe calls for caster. I'm pretty sure caster is just unbleached white sugar. Because white sugar is just bleached. And depending on where you live, it's also not vegan. Because they use bones to bleach the sugar, which means that white sugar is not often not vegan. The same goes for wine. They use... I can't remember if it was... it's some kind of animal byproduct. I don't know if it's bones or if it's something else, but they use it to... Jesus fucking Christ. Excuse me? That can fuck all the way off. So apparently they have giant ants in this game. I don't appreciate this fact. Look how big that fucker is. Look at that. I think that's, like, these two are some of the biggest ants I've seen in this game yet. Why are you this large? Stop twitching at me. Stay dead, please. Kinda reminds me of the Mirelurk Queen. Oh look, there's people. Dead people. Hello. My breathing's being weird again. Ooh, 9 mils. Why, thank you. So is my circulation as well. What the fuck is up with that? Yeah, I'll look into it eventually. It should be alright. Oh, nice. More ant nectar. That one's empty. Anything else around these parts? Nope, you're stone. I thought that was a giant ant egg for a second. I was like, but no, it's okay. All is well. Every time I say all is well, my brain wants to finish on the Western Front. Oh, there we go. We do have eggs. Why is there ant meat in the ant egg clutch? I guess it's like embryos. Oh yeah, I've been finishing up watching Beastars. I fucking love Beastars. Although, like with Zootopia, it does make me question some stuff about how the society functions. Not in like... I mean, yeah, in Beastars you also have to consider the whole interbreeding thing, because that's a known problem that's covered in that TV show. But I'm still thinking more about, like, creatures that have long necks, and, like, the different height differences. The fact that, unlike Zootopia, the world isn't even made for the smaller creatures, which is kind of just a dick move overall. Like, what do you mean they just kind of have to exist, and it's just, everything's just too big for them? Like, that feels really rude. What do you mean? Also, the fact that a lot of the sea creatures aren't as humanoid and bipedal as a lot of the land creatures. Which brings up some interesting points about the evolution of the land and the sea creatures, and whether or not they are even more taxonomically different than they were when they were all animals. This is the weird place my brain goes to right now. Like, so often these days I can't sleep, and my brain just decides to, like, start these conversations, and I'm just like, okay, I guess we're going here. But yeah, I'm also watching some other stuff. I'm watching this really old TV program. It's always so weird when you're watching old TV programs, and people, like, actors that you know from shows where they're playing kind of middle-aged adults are playing like teenagers, and they're clearly quite young, and you're just like, hang on, is that so and so? But they look like a different person. What is going on there, you know? But yeah, it's weird, but so interesting. Still trying to work out, like, where am I going? Have I explored all of this? The fuck? Is that just... Okay, no, that's fine. It's just a hole. That's okay. Hey, doggo. Because this guy is not as big as the others. I mean, he's still uncomfortably large, but he's not as big as those two in the tunnel down there. I don't know. The fact that the ants got so big in the Fallout world is, it's something. I might actually have to drink some water. Alright. This is going to be a water break, everybody. I want you to drink water. I am going to drink some water. I'll be back momentarily. I'm just realizing how far behind the lag on my computer that I'm watching is, and I find it kind of funny. Like, I don't know, I just think it's interesting. I swear it's a bit like a bit later behind than it normally is. Also, I don't know, I kind of want to show off the model that I'm doing at the moment. It's nowhere near done, but I'm working on it and just kind of get people's opinions. But I know that you're not really supposed to do that. Because, like, somebody could steal it, somebody could, you know, do nefarious shit. So I know you're supposed to, like, keep your model under wraps until debut. But I'm shit at secrets. And I don't want to, so I'm mulling it. But hey. Where am I even going right now? I am so lost. I don't think I'm supposed to be going this way. I've also lost Veronica again. I don't know where she went. Oh, there you are. Did you wait for me to say that just so you could stand me up? Because if you did, congratulations, that's actually impressive. I don't know. But, hey, is this even the right way? Am I going the right way? Okay, it does seem like it is, I think, the right way. We're gonna find out. But, hey. The weather's been weird, like it's got hot again for some reason. You know I'm running out of things to say when I start talking about the fucking weather. I don't care about the weather. But yeah, I didn't even know it was hot because, I had a bit of a fever when I was sick. Well, I'm still sick. And just one of my friends messaged me being like, it's really hot at the moment. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm just not well. And he's like, no, it's really hot right now. I was like, oh, that does make sense. That would explain why I'm suffering so bad. Nice. Are you stuck? Okay. My two companions are very much stuck in the ant pile. I don't know how to help them with this. Hopefully they will appear at some point. Well, one of them's out. That's nice. Who is dead over here then? Are these look like raiders maybe? Really? The raiders got taken out by some ants? That just shows kind of the hierarchy in game. And there's not even anything good in the refuse pile. Right. But seriously guys, like, you lost to one ant. I mean, yeah, it's a fire ant, but still one ant? It seems like a choice. What is that? Oh, pool cue. I don't really care, but I'll take it anyway. A weapon is a weapon. And a weapon can be sold. Well, anything can be sold. I'm loving the little hand. Hello. Hello, random hand in the ant pile. It's kind of like ant pellets. Not like, yeah, owl pellets, that's it. It's like the anti-version of owl pellets. Ant pellets. Nice. But yeah, I'm working on music. I've got about half an hour's worth of music in a playlist at the moment. But Soundstripe, which is what I'm using because it's what TikTok uses for its sound widget, is a little bit busted and it keeps crashing. Like, it freezes every second song I add and just crashes. And it took me like 3 hours to get 30 minutes of music together. It's mostly country for now, because I'm trying to get stuff that matches the vibe of the game. So for Fallout, it's like blues and country and stuff like that. Well, I'm cautioned from somebody. Never mind. You gonna come back? Hello, please come here. I wish to shoot you. Hello? Come on. Sir, please be nice. Oh, this gun's really hard to re-rack. Okay. It's nice that... I love how I'm not even hitting anything. It's just my dog. Yeah, right.
This place.
You can go back to being violent. It's fine. The world is a vampire set to drain. Secret destroyer, hold you out through the pain. Now I'm naked, nothing but an animal. Can you fake it for just one more show? I do like that song. I hate being Gungy. That's a weird word, isn't it? But hey, it'll last for a bit longer. But as long as I stop sneezing, and as long as I stop coughing, I don't think I would still count as contagious. At the very least, then I could probably just get away with wearing a mask, and it should be alright. But I'm unsure. I'd have to work it out. But it'd be nice to go out again. Go to explore some places. I realised that I need to get material to make shorts, because I don't have any shorts yet, and it's starting to get too hot to wear trousers. That being said, I do also wear knee-high socks for medical reasons, so I don't know if that's a look, you know? Like, shorts and knee-high socks. I don't know if I can get away with it. I don't know if I want to get away with it. Maybe I'll try it out. I think it depends on the length of the shorts, you know? If you go below the knee socks and knee-length shorts, you're kind of given Victorian child, and I really don't want to do that. So I might have to go for, like, shorter shorts, just to make sure it doesn't, like, come across as kind of Victorian. I don't want to come across as Victorian. Fashion is a weird thing. Right. I'm not even fucking close. Okay. I don't know, let's just try and find somewhere we can sell to. It doesn't massively matter if we make it to our destination. I just need to shit out my inventory and then I can fast travel. So it should be alright, I think. I might raise my table up because I think I'm crouching. I don't know if you can hear when I raise the table. But yeah. It's a lot better for my back, because now I'm looking kind of directly at the screen. The screen isn't lower than my head. I probably should, at some point, if we get enough money, get a separate monitor and keyboard. So I can have a higher monitor and a lower keyboard. That would probably be very useful. But this works for now. Because now my table is about chest height. Which means the laptop on it is, you know, kind of good. I could probably find a second-hand. I think my family might have a Bluetooth keyboard somewhere. And if I could, then I could probably get one of those laptop stands. Hi. Hello. Who are you shooting at? Who are you shooting at? I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to go explore. But yeah, so I might be able to then pop my laptop up on a laptop stand and then just have a keyboard. I'm not sure how that would affect things yet, but yeah, could try it. The main thing then would be that the laptop would be at an angle, but then you just have to open the screen a different way to make sure the picture isn't... Well, I don't know if the picture would be wonky. I've never used it like that before, so I don't know what it would look like. Not like it really matters. There's always a way to work around things. That's the joy of things. But I do want to go out and explore. I seek the outside world. There's been a fox in the garden. It's been a lot of fun watching the fox. Very cute fox. I think somebody in the neighborhood's been shooting BBs at it because it's limping and not looking too healthy. And I swear to God, if it's that boy from my neighborhood when I was a kid, I'm gonna have words with him, because this will not be the first time he's done this. I'm gonna make sure I get his guns taken away. Because we might not have shotguns in the UK, but we have BB guns. At least we used to have BB guns. I don't know if they're still legal. And there was a kid in my neighborhood, and him and his dad used to shoot the local foxes with BB guns. Which... disgusting behavior. And I could probably get them done for animal abuse. Why is it that I could probably get my neighbour done for animal abuse for shooting BBs at a fox, but we can't do shit about the rich who go out fox hunting? Fuck that shit. Fuck anyone who does fox hunting. Like, you're not doing it for any reason. You're only doing it for sport. And sport hunting is bullshit. I fucking hate sport hunting. If you're not going to eat it, why are you killing it? If you aren't going to use it, why are you killing it? Especially when it's like exotic animals, when you're going abroad. Like, if you're just going to cut the head off, mount it, and throw the rest away, go fuck yourself. With all sincerity. Like, I hope to God you fall on your gun one day. Not that it shoots you, but I hope it goes up your ass. Just so you have to explain to the hospital how that happened. Like, I don't wish you getting shot on anybody, but I do want you to have to explain why an unloaded rifle is up your ass to an entire room of ER staff, and I want them to remember that day for the rest of your life, and you to never be able to go to the hospital again without them knowing and talking about you. Because I have no sympathy for game hunters. Like, if you're hunting for food, brilliant, fine, please just use the whole animal. And if you're hunting for materials, fine. You know? But again, please use the whole animal. You know, feed the offal to the ravens. They fucking love that shit, and you'll gain raven friends. You can use the skin for tanning. You can get some great leather out of it. You can give it to somebody else who's going to use it for leather. You know, you can sun age the bones and clean them. You could use them for art. You can use them for decoration. All sorts. You can grind them down and use them for fertilizer. Or you could feed them to your pets. Obviously, be careful when feeding bones to your pets. Make sure it's done under supervision and all of that shit, because doing it wrong can injure your pets and everything. Again, I'm not a professional. But there are so many things you could do with it. And it just really annoys me when people go, yeah, but like, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, I don't know, like in nature, like wolves and stuff, they don't get... Yeah, because they work with the environment. Humans directly work against it. You know, if a wolf kills something, they will eat the meat, they'll eat whatever they need. They'll leave it, the crows will come, the crows will take what they want. They'll often encourage the crows, they'll bring the crows along on a hunt with them. And all of this stuff. And, you know, then the insects will come and the insects will take it and all of this. But the amount of times that humans will fuck with a kill, will prevent birds of prey from coming to take their share until it's already spoiled. Or will just, you know, waste it or burn it and just, what are you doing? Or it's in an area where already the wildlife has been removed because of human activity. And then they're like, oh, but I don't understand why it's my responsibility. Because you made it your responsibility. It wasn't before.
Trouble.
Like, it wasn't your responsibility, but you made it yours. And that's the thing with everything. Like, if you don't want it to be your responsibility, enable a system where it's somebody else's. You know, if you don't want to, for example, if you don't want to have to change a nappy, don't have a baby. If you don't want to have to feed a kid, don't have one. If you don't want to have to clean up a kill, don't kill something. Like, go to a video game, get, you know, this game. You can kill all sorts of shit. You can kill Deathclaws, you can kill all sorts, and you don't have to clean up after it. Because it's a video game. But you kill something in real life, and that's your responsibility now. You've got to make sure that's all dealt with. You've got to make sure the deer that you're shooting isn't one that's got wasting disease. You've got to make sure that it didn't have kids, that you haven't now orphaned some kids to slowly starve to death. Like, if you choose to kill something, it's on you. And it's like that with a lot of stuff. So many people want to have fun, but they don't want to deal with the aftermath. Like, they want immigrants gone from their country. They want to be racist and horrible and, oh, but we're special and we deserve this place all to ourselves. And then when the immigrants are all gone, it's, well, why isn't our sanitation getting done? Well, why, who's cleaning? Well, why is this not happening? Well, why is that not happening? And no, you shouldn't have immigrants in your country to solely do the work that white people don't want to do. Because it is often white people. But, and often, like, they can do great things as well. They're also fucking people and deserve to exist. But why are you complaining about stuff that you voted for? Why are you complaining for stuff that you asked for? You know? That seems like a good place to save. Because I used to be part of this religion. And the religious practice was that you're not allowed to complain about pain that you caused. You know? If you choose to get your ears pierced, you don't get to complain that your ears hurt. You chose to get your ears pierced. You wanted that. That's what happens. Obviously, there are differences, you know? You might choose to have a baby, but choosing to have a baby and choosing to be in pain are two different things.
I've had worse.
But choosing to pierce your ears is directly choosing to be stabbed in the ears. Which is why I'm confused when, you know, like, if you choose to get a tattoo, it's gonna hurt. And I don't understand. I mean, I get that other people have different pain tolerances, but me personally, I'm not taking numbing cream, especially with the side effects it causes. I know it's gonna hurt. It's a tattoo. That's the whole point. The whole point was to kill fiends. Why am I losing karma for killing them? Anyway. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Like me personally, if I choose to jump off a bridge and I break my legs, That's on me. That's 100% on me. I don't get to complain that I broke my legs because I chose to do something that had a 90% chance of breaking my legs. It's like I complained about getting sick when I did everything right. I got all the vaccinations. I wear a mask, but because I live with people who are in a high risk job, I get sick. But if I go out to the club and I snog everyone in the club and I get herpes because I'm not vaccinated and because I'm not being careful, I'm going to be upset about it, but I kind of expected it. And I'm not trying to say that we should blame victims. I'm really not. Because, you know, shit happens and it sucks. But sometimes, like at the moment with what's happening in America, the amount of people that are going, but I didn't vote for this. I don't understand what's happening. You did, though. You voted for this. This is exactly what you voted for. You know, there was the leopard eating face party, and the leopard eating face party told you, oh yeah, but like the other party, you know, they may or may not, you know, bring some birds in that will eat some people, and you're going, I'm gonna trust the leopard eating face party on this one, and now they're eating people's faces, and you're surprised, shocked. I mean, they've been eating people's faces this entire time. They just weren't eating yours yet. And it's what I don't get. But, you know, it's like with everything that Labour is saying right now, if I vote Labour, it's entirely on my fucking fault when I get a police state. Their literal advertisements right now are them bragging about trying to turn the UK into a police state. I saw one of their ads for my local area. Like, if you vote Labour, we'll increase the amount of CCTV. We'll have neighbourhood watches everywhere. No. No thank you. I don't want that. I've never wanted that. What are you talking about? In what world is that something I want more of? There's already so much CCTV where I live, and I hate it. And if I was like 20% less of a chicken, I'd do something about it. But I'm a chicken, and I haven't. And I probably won't. And it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't do shit. You know, it doesn't... Having up speed cameras doesn't stop people getting hit by cars. And it doesn't stop crime. It just profiles people. The amount of people who have been wrongly profiled by the new AI face scan shit. They get labelled as criminals when they did fuck all wrong. And oh, but it's good because we need more surveillance. Do we though? Like, do we genuinely need more surveillance? Because I don't think we do. Because surveillance doesn't solve shit. It never has. Especially when it doesn't stop anything. My school was full surveillance, you know? Constantly watching shit, getting people to report behind your back. Didn't stop things. Just caused a rise in self-harm. I think about 90% of the student body had some kind of maladaptive coping mechanism. The year group above me, they had to make a law to ban lighters because the girls in the year group above us kept setting themselves on fire. Not like full arson, but their whole thing was that they would just turn on a lighter and just hold it against their skin and see how long they could like last. Which, what are you doing? In school on a break time, no less. Like in groups as well. Like, this is self-harm. Don't do this. And then, like my group, it was smoking. Most of my year smoked. I didn't, but most of my year smoked. They drank alcohol. A couple of people showed up drunk to school. The year below us was bioterrorism. Like, they were doing horrific things to the school bathrooms. On purpose as well. Like, it was... I don't understand that either. I mean, I don't understand most of my year group smoking and drinking, but that school was a hellscape, and everyone needed their own way of coping. A lot of my other friends, including myself, it was eating disorders and, like, more traditional self-harm, which is not a good thing, and you really do need to work on that kind of thing. You know, you deserve better, you deserve to be safe, you deserve to not be in pain, and you deserve to not want to hurt yourself. But, you know, when you're in a really tough situation, these things happen. And not talking about it and saying that they don't happen and pretending they don't happen, it doesn't stop them happening. Because they're happening now. Somewhere in this world, somebody is hurting themselves. And pretending that that's not how it works, that no one does that, doesn't help. Like, yeah, it sucks and you shouldn't do it. And honestly, I think that people need to address the root cause, because there's always a root cause. When I was at my worst, when I was actively self-harming, I was told everything from I was ruining the temple God has built for me, to I was desecrating God's gift to me, to it was unchristian, all sorts of things. It never helped. Like, none of it ever helped. And, like, when people tell you, oh, it's selfish to do that, that doesn't help. Like, telling people that it's selfish doesn't help. Telling people that they're hurting their family by doing it doesn't help. But never once did someone ask why. Never once did someone ask if I was okay, why I was doing it, why I chose to do it, or what it gave me. And I think that as a society, we need to ask those questions more. We need to be more open, and instead of immediately jumping to judgment, instead of immediately jumping to how dare you, there needs to be more whys. This does not apply to everything, obviously. I mean, I don't give a shit why you do something if you hurt a kid. Like, it's too late for whys at that point. But, you know, if you are hurting yourself, it's time for a why. Because you can maybe do something about a why. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot, having a lot of self-reflection time. Because again, I'm sick and I can't do shit. And normally I distract myself. I distract myself all the time. But I can't at the moment. And so I've been thinking a lot about why I did things when I was a kid. Why I do things now. All sorts of stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of it does come down to dysphoria. It comes down to, like the song, I can't remember what the song's called. Wanna rip out my intestines, throw them in the sea. I wanna raise the money to invest in plastic surgery. I wanna cover myself head to toe in super sexy scars. 'Cause I mean, aren't you supposed to burn if you're a star? I want to be torn apart excruciatingly. I punish my body 'cause it's not good enough for me. The scary thoughts are spreading like a weed. The thoughts that say that I deserve to bleed. You know? And honestly, that's exactly why. The thoughts tell you that you deserve to bleed. They tell you that you deserve to hurt. And, you know, almost the exact same reasons for the song are the same reasons that I used to do what I used to do. The same reasons that the voices still tell me to do it. The voices have been telling me to do it a lot this week. They've also been telling me to run away. I've been looking at tents and thinking about just leaving. Just packing up and leaving. But I couldn't take my computer with me, and I wouldn't be able to stream. And I'd lose my routine. And I know that this is... I'm talking about a lot of dark stuff right now. But hiding it doesn't help. You know? Often, when people start hiding things, when people start pretending they're fine, when they don't feel like they can talk to somebody else, they won't tell people they're hurting. They won't tell people something's wrong. They won't tell people that they want to die, that they want to hurt themselves. They'll bottle it up, and they'll do this again and again, and it will slowly eat away at them. And then when they make the ultimate decision, the ultimate choice that you can't come back from, everyone goes, we didn't know. How could we have known? I had no idea. And it's why we need to make sure people can talk about it. Make sure that never again does anybody get to say, I didn't know. Because not knowing not having any signs, not having any way to stop it, to step in, to help someone you care about. How it's not okay. And it's not their fault. It's our whole society. We tell each other not to talk about feelings, not to talk about dark things, to keep that shit hidden. Because it's not acceptable. It's not polite conversation. It's not what we talk about at the dinner table. God, I've heard that line so much in my life. And why? You know? I know that it's upsetting for some people for personal reasons, and that I get. If it's personally triggering, that's one thing. But for so many others, it's not uncomfortable because of their personal experience. It's uncomfortable because they have to acknowledge that other people are suffering. It's uncomfortable because they have to realize that the world isn't sunshine and rainbows. That they have to realize that people maybe have it worse than them. Or, not necessarily worse than them, but people aren't coping. And sometimes it hurts because they realize they could be doing something. And this happens a lot, you know? You're told not to talk about all sorts of problems. For what? Why? Fucking okay, what? Why are there scorpions in here?
I've had worse.
I've had worse too, but it's still a surprise. But yeah, you're told not to talk about racism. Not because it makes it go away, but because it makes people uncomfortable. You're told not to talk about transphobia. Oh, I know that Uncle Jimmy said something horrible, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. We shouldn't bring it up. Why? Why does that mean we shouldn't bring it up? Surely if he doesn't know any better, that's the perfect time to bring it up. Because if he doesn't know any better, we bring it up now so that next time he does know better, and he won't do it again. But no, because knowing that they did a horrible thing, knowing that what they're doing is wrong, it's easier to protect someone from the fact that they did a bad thing than it is to face it, than it is to nip it in the bud and to deal with it. And that's honestly a lot of the problems, really. People think that if you just don't talk about it, it's not there, it's not happening, and that's not how it works. You know? They don't want you to do anything about bullying because it ruins the school's image. Because it means that parents have to feel bad about how they raise their kids. It's why they want you to shut up about it. It's why they tell you to ignore bullies. Because it won't stop the bullying, but it will stop them having to acknowledge it. I have never had walking away from bullies work. I did have one thing work once with a bully. We were in a heavily Christian school, so I just quoted Bible verses at them. And apparently I out-Bibled them so much they left me alone. You just have to out-freak them sometimes. In a way that they don't even know what to do with it. It doesn't always work, but it's better than walking away half the time. You tell someone, and sometimes you tell them, and they tell you that you should shut up about it, that you should hide it, that you shouldn't tell people, which is bullshit. If you tell one person, and they tell you to keep it under wraps, tell somebody else. Because that person probably has a vested interest in keeping it hush-hush. And that can't be trusted. There we go. But there's a lot of things like that. At one of my last workplaces, my boss was incredibly transphobic. He was homophobic, he was genuinely horrible. And I didn't feel safe to say anything, and nobody else ever said something. I tried to bring it up a few times without outing myself. I was a lot younger than I was now, and I was scared. But no one ever stopped him. No one ever pointed out that what he was doing was fucked up, or the fact that it was blatantly wrong. And I regret not standing up and saying something. He wasn't paying me. It's not like if he fired me it would have made a difference, because I wasn't being paid. Instead I left. I left quietly. Mostly because they gave me COVID, and it almost killed me. So I just never went back after that, but I already wanted to leave. Because I don't want to work where someone's constantly insulting me. Constantly saying that people like me are an abomination, and all other kinds of horrible things. I did try to educate him a few times, when he would say the, like, slightly less awful things. Like, oh, what's the point of Strictly Come Dancing? Like, having two men dance with each other. Like maybe because the positions aren't related to gender. Like, you can just do whichever part you want, and sometimes it can end up in some really amazing dances. When you know both the male and the female part, and you can just kind of fuck around with it, you can get some really great things out of that. But, you know, go ahead and be uncreative about it, I guess. But every single time I tried to bring something up in a way that wasn't confrontational, and was instead just like, hey, maybe this, he'd twist my words, so I stopped doing it. Because it wasn't worth it. But I would have rather just said it straight to his face. Another one of the co-workers was massively ageist, and didn't understand how the economy worked. Classic boomer. Weird as hell, though. Some of the stuff they say, you're just like, where did you get this? Like, where did you get this bullshit information? But hey, weird place. Honestly, one of the main reasons there was a turning point at which I just went, yeah, I'm not coming back here. So, because of the work we were doing, we were mandatory reporters. But I was a volunteer, and therefore I could not report things unless my manager allowed it. We worked with the elderly, both men and women, and they would take buses home, which means that a lot of them would see each other's home addresses. Which is fine, except that one of the male clients decided to get obsessed with one of the female clients and stalked her. He showed up to her front door with a hatchet, and threatened her with it if she didn't go out with him. I was told this by one of my members of staff, one of the people I worked with, and the way they told it, you'd think it was a funny joke. You'd think that it was a little oopsie, a little ha-ha, like he'd given her a can of beans or something. Not showed up to her house with a deadly weapon and threatened her life with it. Not a serious crime. Not battery. And technically assault and battery. Although mostly it's just battery, but it could have been worse. And they never did anything about it. They didn't report it. I asked them if we could report it to the cops, and they laughed. They laughed like it was some funny joke. Why would we report that? Like, he's a sweet little man, he'd never do anything. But he already has. He's shown up to somebody's house and threatened them with a hatchet. What do you mean? Oh, but he's just an old man, he can't do anything. What do you mean? He's clearly done something that proves he can do something. And they wouldn't take it seriously. And I couldn't do anything. I couldn't report it because I was a volunteer. And I didn't know her name. I didn't know his name. I wasn't given the information to report it. To be honest, I don't like reporting to the cops, but I probably would have attempted to report to social services or some kind of reporting agency, because the cops aren't going to do shit about it. They never do. But we need to find someone to report it to. And also, you know, I think I was 22, so that would have been 3 years ago or something. No, 21. So I was genuinely asking my manager what to do. And they didn't take it seriously and didn't seem to care. which is terrifying. You know, they did nothing if one of the male clients got sleazy. They did nothing if someone was being threatened, and that's not being a mandatory reporter. That's not how it goes. Plus, coming into work with COVID during what was just after the height of the pandemic, when you have elderly residents who were already dropping like flies, probably from illnesses given to them by the staff, the entire culture was toxic. So I left. And honestly, I wish I'd stayed just so I could have done something for the clients. I miss my clients that I worked with. But I need to protect my own health from getting COVID again. I need to protect my safety from sleazy clients. Because I actually had to get put on females only because some of the male clients were being creeps. And I wasn't out then. I hadn't started transitioning. Nobody knew that I was trans. And I was actively going back into the closet rather than actually coming out. Because at the time I'd come out to family and friends and I started to experiment. But there's no way that I could have safely come out in that environment to those people. So I didn't. It was also making me physically sick because the stress was causing flare-ups in my conditions, which is a whole other thing. So yeah. And I keep getting volunteering positions like that, but never paid work. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about today. This is what I mean. I overshare about way too much. And I hate it. I can't fucking keep a secret to save my life. And I talk about dark stuff, like, way too often. And it is probably driving people away. Is it? There we go, it's control. Forgot what the crouch button was for a second. I want to see if... I don't think I can sell anything at Camp McLaren. But I might be able to drop some stuff off, maybe? Who knows? Be nice if I could sell stuff. I've got a load of guns that they might like. And booze. They probably want the booze more than the guns, to be honest. They probably got guns of their own. But yeah. And there's a lot of interesting things. And I know that I do often talk about really dark subjects. But it's because I can't stand the culture of silence. You know, people tell you, oh, you shouldn't be talking about Palestine, it makes people uncomfortable. Well, they're fucking uncomfortable, because a lot of them are dead. Oh, but, like, you shouldn't be starting conversations about where people's food comes from, or, like, the suffering behind their clothing, because it'll make them feel uncomfortable. Good.
Hey, if it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends. Damn right I am.
I mean,
and I'm paying bounties.
I've killed quite a few. Would you like some? Yes, it does.
Good. First one calls herself Violet.
Oh, fuck yeah, I can do that for you.
The name is the prettiest thing about her. Spends most of her time with a pack of vicious dogs.
I'm not sure if
Then
I've already
there's
killed her or
Driver
not, but
McFly.
I will find out
He's
for you.
fast and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a goddamn driver iron. Hence
But yeah.
his name. And finally, Cook.
Honestly, I
Rapist,
want to
pyromaniac.
have more positive
Damn good
topics to
chef,
talk
if you
about.
believe the fiends we've
I am
captured.
working on it, you know.
Probably the craziest of the lot. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. You go after
Yeah, I will kill them, that's all fine. I want to do all of them.
Violet, just watch out for the
Where can I find her?
question.
I'll do the rest then after. Alright.
That means no headshots, no decapitations till after they're dead, and no damage. You
Fine.
bring me a head that looks like a rotten tomato. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopefully going to do a different bounty afterwards.
Right.
But I want to sell some shit. If you're handing out bounties, I know you've got coin, so sell me things. Please, and thank you. Nope. Okay. But yeah, I do want to have some more positive topics. I really do. And I'm hoping to one day get them. Like, I've put in a, I don't know what the word is. It's not really an application, but I've made an account on a page of people searching for roommates. To maybe see if I can find a shared place outside of London. I don't have much, but I figured if I only eat, like, basic food, and don't buy anything besides food, I should be able to do rent with the rest of the
One
money
of
I've
the
got.
ranger vets looked at me and I just about surrendered.
It'll be fucking tight, and it really depends. But it might be possible. And also, hopefully, I'll be able to find a job. So yeah, all depends. But that's kind of positive, I guess. Hello? Is anybody here? Corporal? You have a name? We've never met.
Got a good memory for
That's
faces.
good. Hello.
Landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all. And a lot of scouting
I'm
from
gonna
place
pin
to
that up,
place.
because it's... There we go. Yeah, it is an interesting rifle.
I called her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been
Oh, that's
shooting
nice.
with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other
But yeah,
snipers use bolt action.
I got some
Gore
books
vets
for
reckoned
Easter.
it didn't
They've
matter
been
none
ordered.
if I was different.
They're
As long
on
as
their
I could hit
way,
my
which is
targets.
nice. Have you always been first
Used to
recon?
be a ranger.
Oh, nice.
One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance.
It's like 4 o'clock
took
already,
it.
goddamn.
That was back in 73.
Well, it's 10 to 4. Close enough.
A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always
Why are there so many
shooting it
people
up.
parked on the street? It's not
Just
Friday.
A little more literal nowadays.
Meh, who knows? Why'd you
Well,
leave the Rangers?
That wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught
Yeah,
by
fair.
legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good.
Yeah,
Wasn't
fair.
much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be
I mean,
trekking across the waste on any
We
more
could
long
probably
scouts
mod
either.
something for you to make it... like,
Caesar's boys
accessible.
figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd
We've got a
done
shit
to
ton
me,
of steel. We've got
so
a
they didn't
repair
bother
bench.
tying me up.
I could fuck
Crawled
around
over
with some
there on
shit
my
and make
elbows and
something.
knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. Guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened
That
to be
is a
watching
better
from
way of
across
doing
the
it.
river.
I mean,
They jumped on
I
me
would
and
also
pulled
choose to
me out of
drown
there.
instead of letting
Lucky
somebody
break, they said.
kill me. Just because it's petty, and I feel like it'd be fun. So why not? How long have
Going
you been
on 6
stationed here?
months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction.
Nice.
Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But that's still better
It
than
probably
Cassidy's
does
turning
smell
the
like
locals
Caesar.
against us.
Goodbye.
Always
You seem like a good lad. Hello, Lieutenant.
Gorobets, First Recon. If you're
Fair. Are you wearing concealer as lipstick?
if they've proven hard to kill,
Because it looks like you're wearing concealer as
whatever it
lipstick.
takes to get the job done, even if it means
And it's
hiring
really
help from outside
distracting.
the military.
Because it's not your shade.
We're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR.
I
If
don't
you
think
need
I've
a
ever
bullet
seen
put
that
to a
going on
target's
an
eye from
NPC
800
before.
yards away, you call us.
Okay.
Some of my team aren't without their share of scars, though, like Betsy and Sterling.
What's wrong with Betsy?
Cook, one of the fiends, ambushed her and 10 of spades.
Oof.
They both managed to escape, but not before Cook raped her.
Well, would you like to
Betsy
come with
shrugged
me
it
and
off
kill
like
him?
It was nothing, but her behavior keeps getting worse. Always making passes at every woman who wanders by. It's inappropriate for anyone at First Recon to behave that way. I could discipline her, but I'd rather she get medical help.
What medicine you need?
I'd appreciate it.
Because I can probably help. What's up with
Corporal
Sterling?
Sterling was an NCR ranger until he was captured by the Legion.
Okay.
They tortured him pretty badly.
Okay.
He wasn't able to be a ranger after that, but his eyes are still sharp, so I had him
Fair.
transferred to First Recon.
Can I help him?
We're the
Is
finest
that...
sniper outfit in the whole NCR.
Oh, nice.
If you need a bullet
Snipers.
put into a target's
I
eye
like
from 800
snipers.
yards away, you call us.
They're pretty cool. I really want, like, I should not.
Never seen you around
Hello.
before. What do you want?
Medical
The
help.
lieutenant's been talking to you,
Yes.
hasn't
Yes, he has.
he? Look, I don't need a head.
I'm not a head
You don't
doctor.
see the others crying about every little bruise and scrape, do you?
They probably fucking should.
Damn. Never had you pegged for the drill
Hey.
instructor type, but you got my attention.
You might as
You can tell
fucking
the
well.
lieutenant that I finally
Nobody
caved.
needs someone to, like, lose it
Get help.
and get themselves
So
killed.
Dr. Usanagi is
Unfortunately,
supposed
that's
to be
just how
good
the
at this sort
battlefield
of thing.
works. That's why we have combat medics. There's, I might not like Max Brooks anymore because all of his books have so much IDF shit and it's really annoying. But one thing I did like about it is he was talking about how, the American soldiers in the war, like, they had combat therapists that would check them for combat fatigue because so many of them would seem okay, seem like they were fine, but because the war was so serious, they would just end their own lives. And you need to make sure that, you know, they make it through. Obviously, the government wouldn't give a shit in real life, but it's a book, so it's fine.
What gave me away? The big gun, the shades, or the attitude?
Not the shades, actually. Yeah,
They
what is it with
don't.
the shades?
Only the good ones do.
Yeah, fair
My
point.
partner's got some potential, so I let him wear those goofy glasses. I tell him they're his training shades. He totally buys it.
Yeah,
Truth
fine.
is, his eyes just suck.
Yeah, fine. So who is your
The
partner?
little guy, 10 of spades. I
Okay.
like him because he listens. Doesn't shut up the rest of the time, but when I talk, he listens.
That's valid.
Also, he doesn't
I mean,
pull any
very
stupid
useful.
come-ons, like practically every other horn dog alpha male on this base. My
Yeah,
brother's just scared of me,
that
though.
goes a long way. Do snipers
Yeah.
work in pairs?
We spot for each other, watch each other's backs.
Nice.
Usually works pretty well, unless you get paired up with an asshole.
Yeah,
Thing
that would
is,
suck.
there's a lot of assholes in the army. I keep hoping they'll pair me up with some hot blonde like you see on those old pinups. Shit, I don't even care
Okay.
if she can shoot straight. Can't have everything.
That is concerning. But,
Yeah,
goodbye.
try not to get killed.
Fair. Right. Is this ten of spades? You are ten of spades.
Hey.
Hello? Those aren't even sunglasses.
Tennis.
I have so many questions. So what about Corporal Betsy?
Told you about that? Shit,
Okay.
man. That's
Why are you wearing, like, really shit glasses? I can give you some better ones. I've got a shit ton in my inventory.
it was
Right.
my fault. See, I
Okay. Yeah, if you were unconscious,
shit,
you couldn't have
at
done
least I
shit.
like the LT. I should have woken up. I shouldn't have gotten knocked out in the
I
first
mean,
place.
correct,
That shit
but
was
that's
my
not...
I don't wanna
changing
talk about it
anything.
anymore, all right?
Yeah, you shouldn't have got knocked out, but
Goddamn
you did,
partner.
and you can't change that.
We work in pairs.
So,
We spot for each
kicking
other.
yourself isn't going to
We
change
watch
anything
each other's
now.
backs. Nobody wanted to work with me. They said I was too green, but Betsy volunteered. Shit, you don't even know how big a deal that is.
That is a big deal.
She trusts her life to the newbie, and I sit here and let her get raped by that.
You didn't
piece of
sit
shit.
there, you were unconscious.
That's
Right, fine.
yeah. ELT shouldn't have brought that shit up.
Nah, fair. Are you good?
Oh yeah,
No, that's not what I was asking about. I was asking if you were good after getting knocked in the head.
the LT. Gorobets gave it to me.
Yeah, fair.
See, I wanted to be ace of spades, but the LT says, "Sorry, kid, you're too green." So he calls me 10 instead. It's okay though. I get a few more.
I mean, 10 is right
kills
before
under my
Jack.
belt. He'll move me up
Exactly.
to Jack of spades. Sounds better, right?
Yeah,
If I
probably.
keep at it, eventually I'll make it to ace. Think I'll skip
No,
queen, though.
embrace that. Be Queen of Spades.
Shit. As long as I can remember how to
Huh,
rifle
that's
my
kinda
gun
interesting.
since I was 3. That's what my dad always said. Learned to shoot on our ranch, way west of here. Same as the LT. He's
Okay,
a
my breathing's still fine.
farm kid
Sometimes,
too.
like, I can feel that my chest is gonna crackle, and then I test it, and I don't know if it's still gonna crackle, and sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it does, though.
Oh, they
It's
recruited
really
me
weird, now that I know how lungs
a
work,
year ago.
because
Thought
they're
we
not
could
just,
kick
like,
even
big
more ass than
sacks.
before.
They're made out of,
These
like,
guys,
tiny, tiny
they
little sacks,
really know how to kick some ass.
if I remember correctly, and that fucks with my head. What you do here?
Kicking ass. Mostly kicking ass. See, we're watching the perimeter right now, looking for those fiends to come.
Fair.
When they show
I'm
their
seriously
faces,
just,
that's
I'm
when we
yawning
go
all
for it.
over the place.
One shot, one.
And I
kill.
slept until my body woke up
That's the
naturally, so I
first
don't know what the
recon,
fuck it's on about. Goodbye. So, they said I could give her medicine, but clearly, I guess I can't. That kind of sucks. I'm gonna check. Okay, cool. I just have to tell him that she'll receive treatment. I don't even have to, like, actually do anything about it, which seems pointless, but okay. Although I don't think any of the meds I have would help. Because we've got Jet, Buff Out,
One of the ranger vets looked at me.
and some other
Howdy.
stuff. Oh, no. Wrong person.
Always a
It's Corporal, isn't it, that I need? Who fucking knows, they're all wearing the same uniform. Or maybe it was him. I don't know. No, I don't think it was. Ah, who cares? Where am I actually going? Yeah, we will hopefully eventually find who we're looking for. Penelope. That's the one.
Hey.
What can I
There.
do for you?
The dickhead with the red hat.
I caught the tail end of what you said to her. Betsy looked like she'd been slapped right back into basic for a few seconds there.
I
Let's hope
didn't have the
Betsy
thing for
sticks
the
with
medical, so
treatment.
it works.
Knowing her, she won't keep seeing Usanagi if she feels things are taking too long. Do me
Fair.
a favor and let Usanagi know Corporal Betsy is coming.
I will do.
I'd like to make sure the medical clinic has time for her.
Right, so we're gonna go and find whoever
Yeah,
Usanagi is. Where is Usanagi? Let's see. Will it be listed? Leave it, I guess. Oh, then remove it. Who cares? No, let me move. Okay, so it's Crimson Caravan. We can go there. Yep. Right, we're going Crimson Caravan, I guess. Penelope.
one of the ranger vets looked at me.
Angelica. My brain is not with it. I swear to God, at night, right, I come up with all these things I'm going to say on stream. I have all these great conversations like I'm on stream, but I can't stream at night because I live with people. And I'm not streaming at night at the moment because I'm trying to sleep because I'm trying to recover. Probably should have streamed at night, to be honest, but fuck it. And then during the day, I can't think of shit. I can't think of shit to say. What is with that, you know? Like, I've got all these, like, cool things to say, all these, like, insights into things. They're probably not good insights, I mean, fuck it. But it's shit to say. And then I'm here, my brain's just like, nope. Best we can do is some random snippets of songs, half of which you cannot use. Like, thank you for this oh so helpful information. But, yeah, fuck it. I also don't have a sugar. I was like, I could maybe make shortbread. But I don't. Shortbread is like 90% sugar, and I'm low on sugar, so why would that make any sense? Although, I might have just enough sugar, I would have to measure it. Because I've got the sugar I use for tea, and I've got a tiny bit of leftover baking sugar, and I don't think either are the right kind. And I don't know if I have enough, but I think maybe if I combine them I could get close. because I think I need either 168 grams or 250 grams of sugar, depending on the recipe. Who is being shot? Where? I can't even find them. I guess they're already dead. It's fine. My fucking nose again. God damn it. Okay, it's a little bit better. Alright, I want to actually test some stuff. I want to see who's closer. First of all, I have to turn completely around. That's fine. But it's Sharecropper's farm. Oh, I was like, what do you mean accepted? Oh, it means that they don't hate me. That's what it means. I was like, I haven't accepted a quest, I don't think. Yeah. Oh, perfect. We'll do that one first. It's closer. Off we go to kill people. As is the joy of this game. So yeah. Probably going to try and do some more work on things. I just really hope. But yeah. I do find it interesting. There was someone's being absolutely roasted at the moment on Twitter. Because they said, oh, if you can't like stream every day, and if you can't put like hours into stream, and if like you're too tired to stream, then you clearly don't care enough. And it's just like, honey, darling, sweetheart, disabled people exist. Like, I stream for 3 hours, and I get so exhausted afterwards that my body physically refuses to regulate its own temperature. Do you know what that's like? Can you imagine getting so cold that your body just stops one of the automatic functions that it's supposed to do just on site? Because a lot of my body's permanent functions, it doesn't do. Like my heart rate, constricting the blood vessels in my legs. Sometimes my fucking breathing aren't automatic. They're manual. And they're not supposed to be manual, but they are. And it's exhausting. But it also means that when I'm tired, some of those functions stop working. So yeah, like after this stream, I'm going to be freezing cold. I'm going to be shivering. And I will not be able to warm up. Like, I will not be able to just put on a jumper and warm up. I can put on 15 jumpers and get under a duvet, and I will still be shivering. I'll be freezing cold. So I use an electric blanket to heat up, or it takes a couple of hours for my body to, like, get the energy back to be able to do it itself. And it's weird as hell. Like, it's weird as hell. This is not something that human bodies are supposed to do. But it's always done that. And, like, I used to think that, like, because when I get tired, I just get really cold, and then I wouldn't be able to warm up. I'd put more clothes on, I wouldn't be able to warm up. No matter what I do, I wouldn't be able to warm up, so I'd eventually end up crawling into bed under my duvet, which would lead to me passing out. And I'd wake up 4 hours later, able to be warm again, and I just figured, oh, I don't know, my brain's just tricking me into getting into bed. But I found out that even if I don't sleep, it still takes a couple of hours, and that I can just use an electric blanket instead, because the electric blanket will warm me up, and then once I'm at a regulated body temperature, or a standard one, I can keep the heat in with clothes. But like my core body temperature gets really cold, and it's weird. But yeah, and that's just part of it. I don't know what it does that for, but it just does. And it sucks. But, yeah, it's just how things have always been. And I don't want to take a 4-hour nap afterwards, because it's like an hour before dinner. Veronica, please can you be helpful? What are you actually doing, Veronica? Did you punch the gun out of his hand? That is a brilliant move. And I love you for that. just punches the gun straight out of his hands. Like, you've just disarmed him. Congratulations. But yeah, I also just know that I'm not a great person, and I'm not trying to be. And I know that I'm going to say some out-of-pocket shit on here. Just know, at any point, you can just tell me. Like, if you can't tell somebody that what they did is fucked up, and if they turn it around on you and get freaked out, they're not worth your time. Like, I won't respond straight away, because I want to take the time to process something. And not just lash out, because that doesn't fucking help anybody. It's a useless thing to do. And it's annoying. But I do want to give it the proper thought to actually process what somebody said to me. And to take accountability for it, which is the main thing. And no, that's not in an apology, fucking crying while playing the ukulele kind of way. Fuck that shit. It's not helpful. It centers you in the apology. It doesn't actually apologize in any way, shape, or form. I'm still working out apologies, to be honest. Because I don't want to add excuses, you know? Like, you don't want to add excuses. You don't want to be like, I did this because, and then list a load of things as if that absolves you. But, like, personally, I kind of like to know why somebody did something, you know? So maybe it's, and, like, for instance, if you're doing an apology video, maybe you could do, look, I did this, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Doing this was the wrong thing to do, there is no excuse for it, etc., etc. Like, proper apology, I did insert exact the thing, this caused pain to... Oh, fucking hell, not again. Bloody hell, god damn it. Fine. It's crashed. Mid-fight. Fine, fine. We gonna do this? No. There we go. Let's see where we end up. But yeah, like a proper apology with, I did this to this person. It was wrong. I am sorry. This is what I'm going to do to make up for it. Or whatever's appropriate in that kind of time. And then, you know, also, that's not the full apology. You then have to show that you fucking mean it by not doing that shit again. An apology isn't an in-the-moment thing. It's a forever thing. It's never done until the person that you've wronged deems it's done. Which is how it should be, you know? But I also kind of want to be like, for instance, in a video, and I can explain my reasoning behind what happened, or at least why I think what happened, which doesn't excuse it, but if it would be helpful to understand why, in some way, shape, or form, please feel free to skip to this timestamp or whatever. And if you just want to tell me to fuck off, you can put that in the comments and piss off, because I've wasted enough of your time, kind of thing. Probably not piss off, that's probably the wrong thing to say when you're apologising. Meh. Work on it. Unsure yet. But yeah. And honestly, that's kind of... I mean, one of the important things is just making sure that... Also, no one owes you to accept your apology. Like, if you hurt somebody, they have every right to just tell you to get fucked. It doesn't matter if you apologise, it doesn't matter if you say sorry, it doesn't matter how much you beg and plead. If they don't want to accept it, they don't want to accept it, and they don't have to. And honestly, fair play to them. Like, nobody ever has to accept anyone's apology. And that's something a lot of people don't get, because... And I think that's a church thing, you know? Because in church, particularly in churches that have confession, you confess your crimes, you're automatically forgiven. But humans aren't Jesus. They don't have to forgive you. If they don't want to, they don't have to. And that's that, you know? They can hate you for the rest of their life if they want to, depending on what you did, and they're right to. And if that hurts your feelings, you shouldn't have done it. Simple as. It's not that complicated. It just is. You know, I've done some shit, and if they want to hate me for the rest of my life, fair. They can do that. You know, would it kind of suck to have people hating you? Probably. I mean, they're not hating me to my face because, you know, they're living their lives. But, you know, it's just how it is. But also, you gotta know why you're apologizing. Because sometimes an apology isn't actually for the other person, it's for you. Like, if they don't know you've done it, and if they're never gonna find out you've done it, then do you apologize? And I'm genuinely asking, like, at that point, is it even something that's worth apologizing? Because, well, would it hurt them more to know that you did that? For instance, say you have a best friend, and when you and your best friend were in primary school, you started a rumor about them, and they never heard about this rumor. Somehow it got shut down really quickly, and they never heard about it. They never received any pain from this. They never had to deal with it. But you feel bad because you made up a rumor about them. You should just feel bad with that, you know, you should keep that to yourself and suffer. Because if they never had to know that you did this, if they never had to feel that betrayal, and you're not going to do it again, and it was 10 years ago, and they never suffered because of it, you're hurting them again by telling them, you know? Because they never got hurt by the original act, because they never found out about it. But they are going to be hurt by you bringing stuff up that they did not know about, that did not hurt them, for your own absolution. They're going to be betrayed not only by what you told them, but a second time by the fact that you kept it for this long, and by the fact that you're doing it now. And not even for their sake, for your own sake. And I'm not saying that it's good to keep secrets, because, again, that's a very nuanced thing, but it is a whole thing about, is your apology going to cause more harm? You know, like, if your friend's parents are having to deal with the fact that they just lost their only child, and they are really struggling with that fact, but they're managing to cope, and you know something about their kid that would cause them further pain, that wouldn't give them any absolution, that wouldn't make it easier for them in any way, shape, or form. Like, for instance, if like, here's two examples. If, you and the friend were driving a car, you crashed the car or caused the car to crash, and your friend died, but you survived. Pinning it on your friend so that you don't have to deal with the guilt, that's fucked up. You know? Especially if you get away with it, and these parents then have to not only deal with the fact that their child is dead, but deal with the false allegation that their child not only caused their own death, but possibly the injury and death of others, when actually you did that, and you just wipe your hands of it because, well, you know, I'm not dead, so I shouldn't have to go to jail. No, you did this, and you are the criminal in this situation, and you're causing further harm by not sharing that information. But, for example, if your best friend dies, and, I don't know, your family or their family didn't know that they... I can't even think of a scenario. Because, like, I can't think of one. But say there's a scenario that you did something to your friend, and it didn't lead to the friend's death, and it wasn't something criminal. But you did something to your friend years ago, and you never got absolution from them. Don't tell their parents in the hopes that their parents will absolve you. Let them grieve. Leave them alone. Like, for example, if your work colleague dies, and you had a fight with them in the office, let dead men rest. Don't go to their spouse and start begging them to forgive you for something. No. Like, their spouse has lost a husband. Or a wife, or whatever. And you're trying to, what? Make things harder on them for your own, what? Soul? I think at that point, your soul isn't really salvageable, you know? I'm not saying that, like, souls aren't salvageable, but go to church and apologize to Jesus. Or apologize to God. Like, leave the families alone. If you need absolution that bad, go to a church and pray for it. It works just as well, and you don't end up hurting people because of it. Personally, I just like to deal with the fact that I fucked up. Fucking hell, alright. I just like to accept that I messed up, do my best to do better in the future, and accept the fact that people have every right to hate me for it. Because that's all you can do. You know? I mean, yeah, if you've actually hurt someone and you've never apologized, and it's causing them harm, do apologize. But don't do it for your own absolution. And don't do it because you want them to forgive you. Because you don't deserve it. Nobody deserves it. It's a wonderful gift if they choose to give it. But it's not deserved. It's not required. I don't know. My brain's like in a weird place right now. I'm not gonna lie. I probably should call the crisis line. They were shut over Easter weekend. And I probably should contact them. Like, legally speaking. Because I'm not gonna lie. I posted on Twitter the other day. And if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen it. A post about checking in on your friends, and I added some things to it. I know those things because I know the signs that someone is suicidal. Because I've had those signs since I was 13. Planning your own death, making plans for your funeral arrangements, you know, planning for what happens when you're no longer there, all of that. Like, I have had that shit since I was 13. And, you know, it just is. It's not... I kind of deal with that, and it's been 12 years now. And I work on it, you know? Who shot at me? It says you're over there, and I can't see you. Come out. I hate this gun so much, it jams all the time. But yeah. Like, I am a risk to myself. Like, I'm not gonna hide that fact, I am. And I know that as a VTuber, you're supposed to pretend that you're all good, you're supposed to be happy and positive and all of that. But even this year, there have been VTubers who seemed all happy and lovely and killed themselves. And people didn't know that that was going to happen, their fans didn't know that was going to happen. So I'm not hiding that from you. I do not have good mental health. I am in contact with the mental health team. I have been in contact with the mental health team since I was about 7. And it just is. And I work on it. I do. But that doesn't mean that everything's always going to be okay. And it doesn't mean that one day something might happen and all of the things I put in place might no longer work. And that is, unfortunately, just something... Oh shit, okay. Well, that was violent. But I have Cook now. But it doesn't mean that one day something might not happen. And it sucks. But if we don't tell people things, if we hide it, it hurts them more if something happens, because they didn't have time to prepare, and they often feel like they didn't have the opportunity to reach out. I like to be very honest and open about things. I'm not very good at actually talking to people about serious things, but I am very open about the fact that I'm not okay. Like, I'm not okay. And I work on it. I do stuff for it. But like right now, there are active plans in the works to run away. This is not the first time it's happened. It's not the last time it's happened. So I'm going to reach out to somebody and I'm going to do what I need to do to try and help with that. And if that means a stay in a psychiatric facility, that's what that means. It's not the best. It's not something I would actively prefer. And I personally think that the mental health system is very lacking. However, it is what it is. And I'm also working on improving stuff. And this is part of it. Streaming, having a routine, having something to work on and strive towards. It's part of it. It's part of, you know, having something to wake up for. It's part of having something to be there tomorrow. And I want that for each and every one of you. I want each and every one of you to have those things that keep you going. To have those things that make it okay. To have those things that give you a reason to wake up. And as long as you aren't hurting yourself and you aren't hurting other people, I don't care what those things are. I don't care if they're not moral or whatever the fuck, because morality's bullshit anyway, and we're the only species that seems to care about it. And most of the time, it's hypocritical. Who is shooting at me? Well, I'm just not paying attention is what it is. But fuck it. But yeah. Nice. Why did you zoom in like that? Excuse me? That was so unnecessary. Anyway, fucking hell. But yeah. And I want this place to be open. I want to have open discussions about things. And I want people to be able to talk, you know? Because talking is often one of the biggest steps we can make. We need to be more open about mental health in our society. It needs to not be a taboo subject. It needs to not be something that people shy away from. For example, like I showered for the first time today in like a week. Mostly because I was sick and due to my breathing struggles, I could not get in the shower without kind of drowning myself, so I didn't. But due to mental health, there are sometimes times when I can't shower, when I can't take care of myself. And a lot of people would say that that's gross, and it is. It is, but it doesn't fucking change the fact that it's better to be alive. It's better to be alive, and I don't give a shit if you're brushing your teeth every day. I don't give a shit if you manage to shower. I give a shit that you're alive. I don't care if you're alive with matted hair on your head because you haven't been able to brush it. I don't care if, you know, you haven't changed your clothes in a week. I care that you're alive. That's the goal. And I hate when people put these goalposts on, oh, but it's disgusting, but it's gross, but people like that should be ashamed. They fucking are. They already are. And pointing it out makes it worse. You know? I shaved all my hair off when I was at the peak of depression, because I saw all those videos of teenagers the same age as me at the time, whose hair had gotten matted and had become a clump, and, you know, all of the trauma they went through because of it. And it had happened to my aunt, apparently, when she was my age. So I shaved it off. I completely shaved my hair off, and I was bald for a while. Because I couldn't manage taking care of my hair, so I just didn't have any. I wore headscarves instead. And I still wear headscarves when my hair's bad, just to keep it out of my face, and to try and reduce acne and skin problems until I'm able to wash it again. And yeah, it's gross. And it makes me feel like shit. But I'm alive. And that's what matters. So when I say I don't care. Sorry. Oh, cough snuck up on me. Really hurt. Ah, my throat is so itchy. Ah, no, it's still there. But I don't care. Ah, my throat is killing me right now. I don't care if you're gross as long as you're alive. You know? Seriously, my fucking throat. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to keep streaming if this continues, because my throat is fucking me up. But yeah, maybe if I try and lower my register, that will help a little bit with the. Basically, my throat is like itching on the inside, and it's triggering coughing fits. And I don't have any mini eggs, which normally helps. So I might. My mum said that some of my family's still in London. I think they've got back. And they said they might be able to help, so I might see if someone can go to Lidl and get some mini eggs. Because for some reason, the sugar on the outside of cheap mini eggs makes my throat stop itching. And I don't understand why that works anyway. But yeah, I don't care what you look like, as long as you stay alive. I'm not crying, my fucking cough. Got my mic back down, because, right. But yeah, if all you can eat is taking bites out of a block of cheese, I don't care if people think it's gross, because you're eating. So when I say every single time I stream, if you ate, I'm proud of you, that's what I mean. Nope. I really thought I could, like, get that one to kind of not happen, but it fucking happened, alright. Seriously, my lungs hate me right now. But yeah. Like, I genuinely don't care what you eat, or what you drink. I know I make the joke about not caffeine, but if that's all you can drink, that's all you can fucking drink, you know? But just drink something, eat something, do whatever you need to do to stay alive. Because that's what matters, you know? As long as you're alive, things can change. It's hard, and it's not going to change straight away. I mean, fuck it, my situation isn't. Okay, so I need to take a right, I guess. But there's a chance of it changing, and there wouldn't have been a chance of it changing if I was dead. And I'm being dead serious right now. Like, I know that the coughing thing is really taking away from my serious point. But, yeah. Don't test me today, throat. Really don't. I want to take a bottle brush and just fucking scratch my throat. But that's self-harm, so we're not going to do that, because it doesn't matter whether the intentions are to actually harm, or the intentions are intrusive thoughts. We're not doing it. But hey. And honey doesn't even really work, because it's not my food pipe, it's my breathing pipe, and I can't put honey down the breathing pipe without, like, aspirating. Which sucks. But yeah. Like, people in this world will judge you for how you do things, but I don't care how you do things as long as it's done. You know? It doesn't matter if you do math one way or do math another way. It doesn't matter if somebody doesn't understand the way you did it, or if someone judges you for the way you did it. It matters that it's done. And if someone can't see that, that's on them. I don't care if you do things in an unorthodox way, or a way that society would judge you for. I don't care if, you know, you got into college by stripping or selling access to your body, and society thinks that's gross, because society can fuck off. I don't care if the sole reason you have a home is because you entered into what most would consider a judgmental relationship. As long as you and whoever you're with consent, that's all that matters. Personally, I would judge you less for being in a sugar daddy relationship, or, you know, being a stripper or whatever. In fact, I wouldn't judge you for either of those things, because I literally can't, than I would for joining the army. Because you never signed up to kill anyone. But at the same time, people who joined up to signed up to join the army, they're victims too. And often they don't come back. They're promised money, they're promised a future, promised job training, and they don't get anything. They just die. And that's the problem, you know? I will judge you a lot less for being a stripper than I will for judging you for being a cop, quite frankly. Especially since I literally won't judge sex workers. As long as you're doing it consensually and safely, and as long as you aren't bringing down other working girls and boys. You know, if... I will be a bit disappointed in you if, you know, you are hurting yourself, but I'm not going to hate you for it. We've all had to do things to keep ourselves alive. I won't encourage you to, though. I'll always encourage you to do better things, make better choices. But I also understand that sometimes there isn't one. Sometimes there is no better choice. Sometimes you're stuck in a situation and, you know, you don't see a way out. And that doesn't make you a bad person. as long as you didn't hurt somebody else. And if you did hurt somebody else, as long as you're making amends, as long as you're making it better, it's still... And it's crashed again. It still doesn't necessarily mean that you're unsavable. You know, I know people now who have YouTube channels and they share their story of recovery. And they've been to jail. They've stolen from their family. They've hurt people. Or some of them have. And they're still able to recover. They're still able to, you know, come back, to make better choices, to make amends. There is always that option. It's never over. Obviously, there are some things that are unforgivable, but we're not talking about those here. You know? You're really struggling, you end up... Where the fuck am I? Oh, fucking hell. We're back to Cook. Well, that sucks. I should have saved. I was too busy coughing my lungs out to save. Alright. Well, let's go get Cook and hope we salvage his head. Buddy, did you save me the head of Cook? Because I kind of need it. But yeah. Of all the things in this world, there are very few things, in fact, very, very few things that can't be fixed. Well, not fixed, but can't be apologized for, I guess. And most of those things that can't be apologized for are things that the average person is never going to do, you know? Hurting children, hurting animals, they're not something you do because you're in a bad place. They're something you choose to do. They're something that, it's not an oopsie poopsie I slipped. It's not a, I was in a bad situation and I wasn't thinking. You know? And people will say otherwise, but... I mean, honestly though... I've been in some dark fucking places. And I don't think at any point I've been in that dark place and gone, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna assault a child. Because that's not something you do. That's not something that you do because I was in a dark place. That's not acceptable. So yeah, there are things that there's no coming back from. There's things that they can't be fixed. But falling down the rabbit hole of drugs and stealing money from your loved ones, they might never forgive you, they might never fully trust you, but there is a chance. You know, if you cheat academically, you're going to have to go, like, gain the trust back, but there's a chance. And that's the thing, you know? But I do have to cover that there are some crimes that people can't be forgiven for, because if I don't, then those people are going to be like, but so-and-so said that, like, you can always be forgiven. Like, nah, honey, I'm not talking about you. Like, if you do an unforgivable crime, it's called unforgivable for a reason. But most crimes are not unforgivable. But basically, that's why my rule is as long as you don't hurt somebody else. Because, yeah, theft hurts someone. But I wouldn't consider theft unforgivable. But assaulting somebody, whether with violence or sexually, that's closer to unforgivable. It depends on the reasoning. It depends on a lot of things, but, you know, if it's for no reason, then yeah, it's pretty unforgivable. Oh, nice. She was already dead. Beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. This is what I mean by my thoughts aren't fully formed. Because I do want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want to say that, you know, everyone can be forgiven, but unfortunately there are people in this world who will use it as an excuse to do horrific things. I don't think Israel can ever be forgiven for what they've done. I'll put it that way. I don't think they can be forgiven. I don't think they should be forgiven. I think that most money-related crimes can be forgiven, as long as nobody died. I don't know. I'm getting into, like, deep topics and speculation and shit. But that's the thing. That's what I mean about nuance. There's so much nuance all the time. For instance, murder is wrong. However, if a victim kills their rapist, if a mother kills their child's rapist or child's abuser, I personally can kind of forgive it, you know? I'm on the side of the killer in that one, you know? If divorce is illegal and a woman kills her abusive husband, I'm not turning her in. And yeah, does that probably mean that I'm defending a killer? Sure. But is she going to go and kill anyone else? No. Would she have just left if divorce was legal? Yeah. I mean, so many elderly women have husbands who went missing, who fell into an accident, who had an unfortunate thing happen. And everyone knew it was murder. But no one said anything because they know why. So yeah. A lot of things depend on context, but there are some things that there is no context for. And I always find it very interesting, the quote-unquote context that some people try to claim is there for some of the worst crimes. Because I'm just like, where did you pull this from? I mean, I know it's clearly your ass because it's literally a piece of shit, but what caused you to create this? Like, this utter bullshit? They'll claim that, like, oh, but it's different because, like, I don't know. It's always sex crimes as well. I don't think any sex crimes are forgivable. I think that's the thing. I think it's just, I don't think any sex crimes can be forgiven. Because I don't think that, I mean, unless somebody pantsers you, I don't think there's ever an occasion where you accidentally flash someone. Even if you decide to piss in a, like, pond outside a primary school, you chose to do that. You could have found somewhere else that was not in line of sight of a primary school. So I don't think that, you know, there is really much explanation. Oh, hello. Oh, nice.
I've had worse.
For sex crimes. But most other crimes, there's nuance. And I've seen people talk about this in a much more eloquent way than I could ever cover. About, you know, how sometimes there's a reason for murder, and sometimes there's a reason for this and reason for that, and then list a load of crimes and go, and there's literally no explanation for this. And I think that's the difference. You know, you've got a battered woman defense for when somebody is literally drove to violence by abuse. But then for every excuse for sex crimes, it's, oh yeah, but I was a victim too, so it's okay that I did it. Like, no, you don't get to victimize somebody else because you were a victim. Or, yeah, but like, I didn't understand. I don't understand rocket science, but I don't make nuclear weapons. If I don't understand something, I just don't do it. You know? I don't know. Everything's complex, and I am still working shit out. Plus, I'm not a defining authority on shit. It's not my job to make laws, it's not my job to fully know. But it is something that I have to work out in my own head. Because I've been hurt by people. And, you know, I like to think about what the fuck made them decide to do that. And most of the time the answer is, who the fuck knows? Because most of the time there is no reason. There's none. There's no silver lining. It's just some people, they aren't born evil. They aren't, you know, evil because of the way they were born or because of their identity or whatever. They choose to be. They choose to be bad people. That's it. They could not. They could do so many other things, but they choose to be bad people and make excuses for it. And there's often so many opportunities when they can choose not to. Like, so many opportunities where they could choose to do literally anything other than what they do. And they don't. And then they get caught and they cry and they make excuses for it. Like, for instance, this isn't a sex crime, this is just a crime. But these racists crashed like an 8-year-old boy's birthday party because he was black. And decided to just beat the shit out of his family, ruin his birthday party, and hurl racial slurs. And they cried when they got sentenced. Like, they cried because they got caught. There were so many opportunities for them to just not do that. They could see somebody that they don't like because they're racists. They could leave. They could have not gone to the park that day. They could have gone, I don't want to go outside because I live in an area that isn't all white, and so the likelihood of me seeing somebody that I don't like is high, so I'm going to stay inside. They could have moved. Moving isn't always an option, and it's very expensive, but if you're that fucking racist that you hate people, move. They could have unlearned their racism. They could have stopped. At multiple points they could have stopped, and they chose not to. But then they cry when they get caught. Not when they've hurt somebody, not when they hear what they did to others, but when they get sentenced. And that just shows that, you know, because if they genuinely didn't choose to be horrible people, they'd be upset that they had done those things. They'd be upset that they were possibly capable of doing bad things. They would try to stop themselves on so many occasions. They would turn themselves in. They would seek help. Like, they would reach out to others and express that they struggle with things and that they want help with it. But they didn't. They didn't until it got them in trouble. And that's when they cried. They cried because they got in trouble, because they got caught. And I have no sympathy for people who only cry when they get caught. Like, oh no, is this the consequences of your actions? Poor baby. You didn't care so much when you were doing the bad thing. You know? Because, like, I've struggled with shit in the past, mostly violent, like, behaviour and violent thoughts. I'm not out there starting street fights. I talk to my doctors. They don't offer me help, and I can't pay for help, but I do work on myself. I find books on anger management. I do solo home treatment as best as I can. I try different types of mindfulness. I find a sport to join. When I can't find a sport, I watch videos, because the internet is fucking free most of the time, because you can go to a library to watch videos, if you have a library, and I do shit about it. I don't have, you know, criminal thoughts about doing stuff to certain groups or anything like that. But if I did, I'd reach out and I'd get help for it. I'd get treatment for it, and I'd stay the fuck away from those groups. Like, I don't care if I had some kind of thoughts about shit. I'm not acting on them. Like, I have violent thoughts. I have broken my own fingers instead of acting on them. I've broken my own stuff instead of acting on them. I have torn up my own skin instead of acting on them. Because I don't actually want to hurt anybody. And so you can't tell me that, like, it was a little mistake and, like, oh, I can't help it. Like, because you look at their record and they've never tried. They've never... There's no record of them telling somebody. There's no record of them reaching out. A lot of the time, they live near schools or live in areas where children frequent. They'll hang out in parks and stuff. I'm talking about the people who have done stuff. And I'll say, oh, I couldn't help it. You didn't try. Like, you didn't try. And there are people out there who have those thoughts and who do the work. They genuinely hate it and they try to stop and they seek help. And I have no problem with those people. Maybe some people do. But if you have not offended, if you do not wish to offend, if you do everything in your power not to do so, and you remove yourself from the risk of ever doing that, and you know that it is wrong, and, you know, do all of the work, I mean, I'm not going to hang out with you, but I'm not going to wish you dead. Because I'm pretty sure you already do that. You know? And someone's going to take issue with that. They are. But my issue is with offenders. It's always been with offenders. Because it's also people mash together zoos and furries all the time. They say that they're the same thing. They're not. They're very much different things. You know? And yeah, there is some overlap. There are some people who are in the community who do that kind of thing. They're not welcome. You know? They're not wanted. Hi, I have some heads for you.
God damn it. Here. Think you can take...
I have another head.
You killed another... Yeah. Well, this is...
I'll go after him. Tell me where.
If you're lucky, you can lure Nefine
Nice.
to the open and the sharpshooters can bring him down. You bring me the head. It's a better bet than trying to take Nefine one-on-one, but it's your call.
I'll see.
Out in the yard. Gorobets coordinates our sniper team.
Yeah, I'll get
Only
the
thing
first
you have-
recon on it. Got it. Goodbye.
Right.
Nice. But yeah, my head's just in a really fucked up place right now. And so, I just have all of these conversations with myself all the time. I'm literally walking around my house, just discussing this shit at 2 in the morning. Constantly. And I don't often come to any answer. I've been having the one that I just literally said out loud on stream, which is probably a horrible idea. But I've been having that one for fucking decades. And, you know, my opinions change. Sometimes I think that, you know, worse. I've never thought better, I guess, of the people, but society's complex, in a way. But also, I genuinely don't believe it's about attraction. I genuinely don't believe that.
Nelson's back in our hands.
What the
Hope we
fuck are
flip
you?
this time.
I don't think I've ever seen you. But yeah, I don't believe it's about attraction, because abuse isn't. It's about power.
A platoon of veteran rangers is like a tactical nuke.
I
only
don't
tougher to
genuinely think,
What
for
can I do for
example,
you?
that Trump
What-
has an attraction for small children. I don't think he does. I don't believe in it. I just think that he can control them, and that makes him feel good.
What-
And that's why he did what he did. Doesn't make it any better. Does make it... Well, no, it doesn't make it worse, because it would be just as bad either way. But I genuinely don't believe that people are actually attracted to that. I don't believe it. I don't believe that people can be attracted to something that cannot consent.
It's-
But,
Listen,
I don't know.
my team has a debt to settle with Nefai. We've seen too many of our boys get brained by that
It's
golf
just the
club
way that people go
You
about
lure 'em out
things.
for us, and if we can score some payback,
The shit
we'll
you
all
see
pitch in cash
about a lot
for
of
the reward.
abusers, that's not the way that
My
you would
team will
act
take
if you
up
were genuinely
positions around
attracted
the
to
old
somebody.
rock crushing plant. They'll wait
So I
till
don't
they
believe
see
it.
Nefai,
You
and
know,
then they'll
I just
start
think
shooting.
it's...
At that point, just keep your head
It's like a
down and stay out
fox
of range
seeing a
of his
rabbit.
golf club. We'll take care of the rest.
The fox doesn't love the
Get
rabbit.
your rifles and move out, First Recon. We've got a fiend to kill.
But it wants to eat it. It wants to kill it. And I think it's like that. So, I don't know. There's a lot of, I don't know, a lot of stuff. I want to be upbeat. I really do. I want to have positive conversations and vibe off people and have chats about fucking... Not about fucking, but about, baking, like we did last time. Or about, pets or fucking whatever. But, yeah. My head, it thinks about deep topics. It thinks about a lot of messed up shit. And stuff that I don't have answers for. And I don't know if I'll ever have answers for. Because it's stuff beyond my comprehension. Stuff that I don't want to understand, honestly. And, you know, there's stuff about... A lot of stuff about morals. I find it very interesting. A lot of stuff about fear. And maybe you'll think that that's creepy. Maybe you'll think that it's wrong, and maybe it is. Who am I to say? But I think if we don't talk about stuff, if we don't address things, if we don't have difficult conversations, and if we don't broach stuff that makes us uncomfortable, because it does make me uncomfortable to think about a lot of this thing, I just don't often get a choice, so I distract myself to stop my brain doing this shit. But, you know, because we don't want to talk about things, you know, the classic, don't talk about politics at the dinner table, don't talk about money, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. If we just never talk about things, to keep the peace, to keep each other comfortable, it's not helping. You know, if we don't talk about what causes drug addiction, and if we don't talk about, you know, the way that people suffer with drug addiction, or we don't talk about the reasons that people become unhoused because it makes people uncomfortable, which is why we don't talk about it, it doesn't stop them from happening. It just means that when it does happen, people get more stigmatized. It means that they have less access to help, that they have more things set against them, because people assume things about them because they don't understand. I mean, I know that when I don't understand things about something, I can assume too. You have to understand things to a certain degree to do shit about it. It's as simple as. And it's uncomfortable. It is. A lot of stuff in life is uncomfortable. But I would rather have uncomfortable discussions. You know, I'd rather... And I'm also learning to do that in personal lives too. Learning that when somebody upsets you, when somebody does something, you need to tell them. You need to stand up, and it's uncomfortable. And because I was raised to never have uncomfortable conversations, oh shit, I can go into the sewers. I'm going to do that because I fucking can. But this is probably a horrible idea. Hello. Huh. Nice. But, you know, because I was taught to never have uncomfortable conversations, to always keep the peace, to always make sure that everyone was comfortable around me, even at my own expense, I let people hurt me. I let people get away with stuff. Because I was told never to make them uncomfortable, not to bring stuff up. You know? Oh, but you have to hug your auntie because it will make her sad if you don't. Teaches kids that they don't have the right to say no. I know that so-and-so got you the wrong gift, but it will just upset them now if you say something. Teaches people not to stand up for themselves. You know, I know that they said something that hurts your feelings, but we're at a family gathering now, and so it's just going to cause problems if you say anything now. All of those things teach people not to stand up for themselves, teach them to be quiet, teach them to let them get hurt. And it doesn't help. It doesn't help anyone. You shouldn't smile when a man makes sexual advances that you don't want because you're scared that you're going to offend him. He's offending you. And yeah, there's the genuine worry that they're going to turn violent. But that wouldn't be a worry if you didn't have to worry that the people on the train around you or the people on the street would let you die. Wouldn't step in because... Because what? Because they don't want to make a scene. Because they don't want to step up. Because they don't want to get involved. That's always the way. But we need to get involved. We need to get more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because we need to be uncomfortable to make change. Like, going to a Holocaust museum is not a comfortable experience. Seeing the personal possessions of dead people is not supposed to be comfortable. It is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable because people died. Going to a slave plantation is supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you think, how could somebody think they get to own another person because of the colour of their skin? You should have thoughts of, would I have been one of those people? And you should sit with those. And I mean that to white people, that you shouldn't have to be, no, but I wouldn't be a slave, I wouldn't be this. No, think about it. Genuinely sit with that uncomfortability that the problem is you probably would. Maybe you yourself wouldn't own slaves, but you wouldn't help them. You wouldn't say anything, you wouldn't do anything. And that's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable thing to have to live with. It is. But if you don't address it, if you don't feel that, and if you don't let yourself be uncomfortable sometimes, then you prevent people from being able to speak the truth. You make it so other people can't come forward. You create a society of silence, where children don't feel like they can say that their teacher's been touching them because they know it will make the adults upset and will get someone fired. When girls don't want to tell their friend group that one of the boys in the friend group's been making advances because she'll be called a slut, because it protects the group if they don't have to face the fact that they've enabled a predator. When the family protects pedophiles because they don't want to have to accept that there is one in their midst. That's what happens when we put our comfort and the silence of others over doing something. Yes, if you go to court because one of the uncles has done something, it is going to reflect badly on the family. But it will stop him doing it again. If your friend group has to admit that one of you is a predator, it is going to damage the friendship group, but it's going to protect people in the future. And it's going to mean that you're not friends with an abuser. So, there's always a compromise. It will be uncomfortable, but healing is uncomfortable. If you get shot, are you going to leave the bullet in you because it's less effort than getting it removed? Are you just going to pretend it's not there and not tell anyone until, oops, you go into an MRI and it gets ripped out of you? Or the lead poisons you in some cases depending on the makeup of the bullet. There are so many different things that could be used as an example. But at the end of the day, if you let a wound fester, you'll get gangrene. And then you'll die. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. And it's gross, having to deal with an infection. But it's better than sepsis. It's better than death. Nice. And I know it's past 5. I do. I don't know. Like right now, my brain's trying to work out. Is it worth staying with a roof over my head? If I'm always getting sick, if I can't have my routines and it damages my mental health? Or is it worth taking that step and putting a plan into action that, yes, will mean I don't have a roof. Yes, will mean that I have uncertainty, but could also improve everything. And there's a lot in that. There's a lot of complexity. There's a lot of different things behind it, of positives and negatives, and a lot more than what I've just explained. But either one is something, and it's a choice. And at least I get the privilege of making that choice. Well, even though the real choice was taken away, it's still a choice I get to make. And that's something. And I'm still going to look into other options, but it is always a backup plan. I don't even know if I'm going to post this video, to be honest. I don't know if I want this on YouTube forever. I don't know if I want this on Twitch. I don't know if I'm in the right mental health state right now to be streaming, quite frankly. I mean, I know that I'm not in the right mental health state for a lot of things right now. Which is the funny thing, because you can reach out for help to the NHS. But thanks to Keir Starmer, and thanks to Wes Streeting, and a lot of the other things the Labour government and the Conservative government have done over the years, it doesn't help. Things don't change. Because we have the money to fund war, we have the money to murder children, but we don't have the money for the social infrastructure of our own country. And isn't that just neat? Isn't that just something? So yeah. But I'm going to keep working on things. I'm going to keep improving things on my own. And while it would suck if the pros outweigh the cons, and it would genuinely improve my situation and make it so that I have a chance of seeing 30, because right now that's in the wind, then I'll do it. And I'm not saying that to gain pity, and I'm not saying that to upset people, but genuinely, I do not know at this point if I will make it to 30. And I want to. But I'm also aware that if things do not drastically improve, it won't happen. Which is why I am considering... It's why I considered basically bankrupting myself for a surgery. It's why I've considered all sorts of things that somebody not in my position probably would never consider. And a lot of them aren't great choices. And I know that. But at least I have the choices to make. And some people don't. And I am grateful not only that I have those choices, but that I also have more resources than most. Because I'm done living in escapism to keep myself alive when it does nothing to improve my situation. I could stream every single day and make scripts and find sweet nothings to talk about and play a character that burns me out and read my books and never change anything. And I can do that until I run out of shit to do, honestly. And maybe it will last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But at that point, what's the point? I'm alive, sure. But a lot of the time my brain wanders. Is that even worth it? And the thing is, if at any point I run out of those things, if I run out of books to read, if I run out of games to play, if my Wi-Fi goes down, again, those support systems that aren't really support systems, they're maladaptive coping strategies, they go away too. And so it's not really working. It's not even really a band-aid. And so, if I have to take risks to put something more permanent in place, I'll do it. But I do know I have a fallback plan, and that's the difference. And I do know that I'm lucky enough to have more support than most, even though it's not very reliable support. So yeah. Do what I say and not what I do. If you need to do whatever you need to do to stay alive, you do it. But I'm gonna choose to take risks. Really? That was the dude? That was the dude? You fucking warned me about him. Like he was some horrific thing. And he's just some guy. Okay, disappointing. I don't know. I want to end this game on a nicer spot. I'm really fucking trying to find more upbeat topics to talk about. Maybe I should make a list and pin them to my PC. That might work. Who knows? It would also help if I was not, like, horrifically sick. But that's a different matter. Well, I'm not that horrifically sick anymore. I'm just on the tail end of it. But still. Let's see. Nice. I might start logging off. I know that this isn't really fucking rude, alright? Can I save now? Thank you. But yeah. And I'm gonna try and be a lot more upbeat. I'm really sorting this out, but what I might do, I really don't want to take a break from streaming because I need the routine, quite frankly. But I might consider it. I might consider taking a break from streaming just because I don't really want to be having fucked up conversations on the internet that might harm others. I don't want this kind of energy to harm other people. I really don't. So, that being said, I'm going to consider things, I'm going to talk with some people, and I'm probably going to contact the crisis line. Because I'm being responsible. Even though I really fucking hate talking to them, and they often do not help. But I'm going to be responsible. Yay! Adult responsibilities. And yeah. And if I need to take a break, I will do that. And if I need to pick a different game for a bit that is more upbeat, I will do that too. I'm going to put a disclaimer on the video when this goes up. That being said, look, I might not be good right now, but I know that a lot of you guys aren't good either. So, as I've said multiple times, I don't give a shit what you need to do to stay alive. I do not care as long as you do not hurt yourself and you do not hurt others. I'd prefer if you do not hurt yourself, but if you have no other choice, I understand even if I don't like it. And I want each and every one of you to do what you need to do to be here. Because shit sucks right now for so many reasons. So many people around the world are losing their rights, are losing their lives. And so many people are dealing with personal shit as a consequence of that. So, that being said, and this might sound a little bit too flippant, given everything I've discussed today, but if you woke up today, I'm proud of you. And if you've had anything to eat or drink, no matter what it is, as long as it is something, I am proud of you. If you took your meds, I'm proud of you. If you did anything or are planning to do anything today to make yourself smile or bring joy to somebody else, then I am so, so proud of you. And if you are dealing with addiction, whether that is gambling or self-harm or substances, be it drugs or alcohol, if today is your first day or your 50th day clean, then I am so, so proud of you, and I really hope that you continue. You are not alone. You are not doing this by yourself, even if sometimes it feels like it. And no matter how hard it is to get resources at this time, no matter how much the government is trying to isolate us, we will always find a way. Please, try to reach out to your community. I know it's scary and I know it's hard and I know that there are so many of us right now with some form of agoraphobia. But please try and reach out, whether it's an online D&D group, whether it's something over video call, whether it's something in person. Try to find some form of community. Try to find something, anything that gives you a reason to wake up tomorrow. And you cling to that, and you do that. Because we all need to wake up tomorrow. We all need to be here. Because it's the only way that we can make tomorrow better. So you keep fighting, okay? I don't care if you have an active plan or if you are about to lose everything. I need you alive and I need you here. Because you matter Every single one of us matters. So you find a way. And it's going to be hard. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy unless they're a liar or they're selling something. But we find a way. Okay? You matter. And things will get better because that is a threat. That is a threat that things will get better because if they don't, we're going to fucking make them. Okay? So that being said, whether it's finding a new stream to watch, whether it's listening to a YouTube video, even if it's just to have background noise on, or it's putting on songs to scream to get the emotions out, you do something that will help you today. You take some time for yourself. You do something that you need to do to keep going. And remember, it might not get better, but each new day is a chance to improve. Each new day is an opportunity. And it sucks. But we can do this. Because there's no other option. Okay? So, that is a dark note to end on. And this has been a dark stream. But, to each and every one of you, whether you're seeing this in the future or seeing this right now, I am telling you, you keep going. And with that, I'm going to sign off.